you never go full Patino. Ever. They started 4 white guys and an Egyptian. What are we doing?
Wait, haven't you been touting that for like 3 months?
No. We can run the lineup out there, but we don't. We start 3 white guys and an Egyptian and then a black guy. But no, our best player, they brought him off the bench, and he was the best player. You never go full Patino. I'm watching that game, and they roll out the starting lineup. I'm like, what? I believe today was the first time in NCAA history that someone went full Patino.
Wasn't Duquesne?
And they started 0 for 9, by the way.
Yeah, I saw that.
Yeah.
Wasn't Duquesne? Isn't that our Damrot guy?
Yes.
The guy who got fired for asking his players if he can use the N-word?
Yes, LeBron James' old coach.
Yeah.
Yes.
I was rooting for him.
Well,
I'm glad he won.
I wasn't.
And you jinxed them. You got way too cocky.
No, don't.
You got cocky.
I was cocky in the Big 12. I said, come tournament time, you watch. Guaranteed they're going to lose. And when they went full Patino, starting off the tip, I was like, this thing's over. It's over. You don't do it. You can go half Patino. You can go 3/4 Patino. But full? No. It's never been done in the history of the NCAA tournament, and we tried it today, and we lost.
Well, technically, that was... No, I'm sorry. We had 2 ups. Well, okay. So technically, there was an 8-9. The 9 beat the 8. Yeah. Michigan State won the first game they beat.
By the way, Michigan State beat the crap out of Mississippi State. That game wasn't even close.
Yeah, they beat the Bulldogs there. But Oregon beating South Carolina and Duquesne beating BYU, the 2 11 seeds over 6 seeds. Those 3 games are the only upsets. Dayton just barely snuck by Nevada just a minute ago, 63-60.
But
I just read that was a 25-2 run by Dayton for our girl Tamara to win $800 or $700.
Yeah, $700 on like an $80 bet. That's one of those, again, her ticket was over and done with until it wasn't. But Oregon actually wasn't the underdog at tip. Oregon was a 1.5 point favorite.
Oh, were they the favorite?
They were the favorite.
See, that's what I mean. Like, that's an 11-6 matchup.
Yep.
You go back to I don't know how far. You go back to pre-2000, the 11 is never the favorite.
No.
Ever. It's just, college basketball has just gotten, I think when guys stay at certain schools for multiple years, it evens the playing field, and there's just a lot of parity.
Well, and we still have a lot of the super seniors from COVID that are still milling around.
That's true.
So, I just thought it was interesting. Well, I mean, it's Cousinart, right? I mean, he's a senior.
Dude, did you hear what they said?
Transferred over from South Carolina.
Did you hear what they said on the post game about him?
What?
So Cousinart had,
had 40.
Was it 40 on the dot?
40.
They said on the post game show that he's the first player since 1988.
Yeah, I saw this. Hershey Hawkins.
With 40 or more points and 5 or more assists in an NCAA tournament game. Yeah. Hershey Hawkins was the last player to do that in 1988.
When's the last time you thought of Sixer great Hershey Hawkins?
I mean, that's crazy.
Like, what? Yeah,
so,
I mean, you get one of those performances, and how about this? If I told you, and I know Oregon's not deep, they only have 8 players, they got 2 points off their bench. 2.
You know how many Creighton got?
How many?
Because Oregon goes on to play Creighton now?
Yeah.
0.
Well,
Creighton, I didn't watch the Creighton game. They beat Akron.
I didn't watch it. They were struggling a little bit early.
They beat them by 14 or 17, I think. But Creighton got double digits out of every one of their starters and 0 points off of the bench.
So what you're saying is when the Blue Jays and the Duckies play, bench not really a factor.
Well, let's take a break. We're just getting on the air here because of the Oregon game and the post-game show. So when we come back, we'll reset what Oregon has in front of them, what's going on in the NCAA tournament, today's headlines, and the poll question. We also have some Isaac and Suk drop bracket challenge updates. We've got some new some drops advancing.
I love it
in the bracket. So we'll reset everything. When we get back. It is 4:01. Thanks for being with us. We're out here at A&A. We're at the Stadium Sports Bar. If you can't make it up tonight, we'll be here tomorrow as well on 1080 The Fan.
Purchase new wiper blades from O'Reilly Auto Parts today and we'll install them for free. See better and drive safer with O'Reilly Auto Parts.
O'Reilly Auto Parts.
Do you have an invention idea but don't know what to do next? Call InventHelp today. We have representatives nationwide who will explain the InventHelp process step by step. Over 10,000 patents have been secured through InventHelp's patent referral services. The InventHelp Data Bank includes thousands of companies who have agreed to review new ideas. We've been helping inventors since 1984. Let's help you next. Get started today.
Call 1-800-217-40.
All right, welcome back to our show. It is 4 minutes past 4. You've got Isaac and Souk out of the cage, out in the wild. Fan Madness again, up with our friends at A Casino. We're right next to the sportsbook at the Stadium Sports Bar, which has the, I don't know about you, but it certainly has the feel of a big-time Vegas sportsbook.
It is not even close. Any sportsbook that we have in the area, this doesn't even compare. It crushes them. This does feel like, and in fact, if you've been to Vegas, this is better than some of the Vegas sports books.
Yeah, super fun.
Some of them aren't that impressive.
So we're here today and tomorrow for Fan Madness, courtesy of George McCoy at Warren Allen Attorneys at Law. We've got a lot to get to. We're on a little late because the Ducks game ran a little long with South Carolina, but the Ducks win and look good doing it. I tell you what, man, you know, watching them play, that's not an 11 seed.
No.
And Creighton, you know, this is a great matchup. First of all, you've got Dana Altman going up against his old school. They love Dana Altman at Creighton. He did a great job there for many years.
And he even said that he wasn't looking forward to it. He said he is very fond of that place.
And he's from, I think he's from Nebraska originally.
Yeah.
At any rate, well, Midwestern girl, Dad.
That's right.
At any rate, that's going to be a hell of a game because Creighton, from the teams that I watched play this season, there were three that stood out as really freaking good, maybe the best. UConn, Iowa State, and Creighton. Those were the three that, to me, looked really freaking good every time I watched them. So this is a really interesting matchup. If I'm Creighton, I'm a little worried because Oregon is just way better than an 11 seed. They just are with Infali Dante.
I always want to do Dante.
I almost did it too.
It's weird. Like when you listen to the call.
Dante Folly.
When they listen to the call, they always say Dante, and I always think it's weird because it sounds like it's a first name.
Dude, that guy's a load.
Yes, he is.
And then Cousinard had 40 today, and you got Jackson Shelstad. Evans is he's no slouch. They're typical Dana Altman. They're long, they're big. They're well coached.
By the way, did you see Altman now, who is from Wilbur, Nebraska, by the way?
Yeah.
Buck just texted me that. Midwestern girl dad. The brush now. Do not bet against 8-0 in the first round of the NCAA tournament.
Yeah, I saw, too, that he is in this particular tournament, he is the best coach against the spread of any coach. He's 16-6-1 against the spread now.
He's got a little of that Izzo where even if you don't think they're having a great year, just don't bet against them in the tournament. Just don't.
There is an element of I don't fill out. We talk about this. We don't fill out brackets anymore. But if I were to fill out a bracket, a lot of times, and for many years, I went on the adage of coaches. Just bet on coaches. Tom Izzo. I don't care how his team played the whole season. Tom Izzo is nasty in the tournament. Watch out.
I was listening to some of their post game today because I was flipping around during games, and then when I was hitting golf balls, I was listening to it on the radio. So they would take the post game on it, and one of their players was being asked about like their prep, and he said, and I had never heard this before. He goes, you'd be surprised, but he goes, sometimes we sacrifice ourselves at the start of the year to get ready for this. He goes, we'll play a game on 1 day's notice. He goes, we will literally go in and do a game prep on 1 day's notice. And he goes, well, sometimes we run different scenarios, and we are told by Coach Izzo at the beginning of the year that isn't we don't care whether we win or lose this game necessarily. What we're doing here is to prepare us for the end of the year. And I had never heard that before. And, I don't know to what degree like they do that or to how far, but I just thought that was really interesting to hear a player say that they do things to hamstring themselves at the start of the year, and who cares whether they win or lose. He's like, dude, non-conference games to Tom Izzo don't matter. He goes, we're going to get into the tournament. Our goal is to win the Big Ten, but as long as we get into the tournament and we're prepared, that's what matters. And that's a guy that how many times do you have to see a team that no one thinks anything of, and they get into the tournament, and then Tom Izzo takes them deep into the tourney? Yeah,
that's why I've always said Gonzaga got to this place, and I think Oregon is at this place now. Schedule extra hard in the non-conference.
Yes.
One, you probably make more money off of playing some of those teams, and two, it prepares you for the NCAA tournament.
Yep.
It's just, I think you're at a level now where you can do that. Now, Oregon State probably shouldn't do that, but Oregon can, and Gonzaga certainly can, and should, because the West Coast Conference is easy.
It's paper soft, with the exception of St. Mary's or whatever.
All right, let's get to our poll question. At 1080 The Fan on X, brought to you by AAA Heating and Cooling Family Business, helping families for over 60 years. AAAIAQ.com. Yesterday, okay, this is interesting. We asked you, have you stopped filling out an NCAA tournament bracket? Because you and I have.
Yes.
So the 4 options were, yes, college basketball sucks. Yes, and I'm not sure why. No, but I'm teetering. Or no, brackets are rad. Well, brackets are rad, won.
Oh, that's good.
That is good.
Yeah.
Happy about that.
Yes.
39%. Now, coming in second was where I think you and I would fall, and that is, yes, I have stopped filling out a bracket, and I'm not sure why.
Yeah.
23%.
Couldn't tell you.
No, but I'm teetering, and yes, college basketball sucks. Both got 19%.
Well, but it's, to me, this has replaced my bracket. Because I don't know about you, the first thing I did when I got here was go up and place a couple wagers. And that, to me, has replaced my bracket. I don't know. I feel better about taking my money and putting on something that I'm like, hey, I like this game, or I like, I got a little 14 parlay going.
Ooh.
Yeah, I threw a little, I threw some stuff down, as opposed to what I feel like when I'm filling out a bracket, it's just, I don't know. I'm just blindly, I'm throwing away $20, and I don't like that. I like the idea of education helping me throw away my 20
Now,
bucks.
are you a kiosk guy or are you a counter guy?
No, I'm a counter guy.
You're a counter guy. That's old school.
I like the counter.
Yeah, I placed mine today on the kiosk, but I'm a counter guy.
I like the counter guy.
I do too. You need the rapport.
I like it. I like a little something. So if I'm going back up there, hey, you remember me.
That's
all
right.
Let's go.
That's right.
I don't like it. Given the choice between kiosk and personal interaction, I do personal action every time.
Okay, today's poll question on X at 1080 The Fan. Which sports day makes you feel the most alive? Are
you alive?
Is it Super Bowl Sunday, a big college football Saturday, opening day, or the first day of madness? Vote, and vote hard at 1080 The Fan. Right now, a big college football Saturday is winning that.
Really?
Yeah.
There's nothing wrong with a big college football Saturday.
It's actually pretty even across the board, but now, at least early on, big college football Saturday is winning.
Every one of those can get me a little juicy for Rob.
Makes me feel the most alive. I gotta say, I'm going back to my childhood.
You going to tourney?
Opening day.
Oh, okay.
Opening day.
All right.
Dude, there is nothing like opening day.
Opening day's fantastic, but it won't win for me because I don't bet on opening day.
Well, you should.
I don't bet on a lot.
Why wouldn't you?
I don't really bet on baseball until the postseason.
That's crazy.
I find betting on baseball to be kind of terrifying. And it's weird because, like, I watch more hockey and baseball on a day-to-day basis than just about anything else. During baseball season, most nights I come home and I catch a hunk of a Mariner game, and if the Mets are on, because they're obviously East Coast, I watch that during the show. And it's the same thing with hockey. Like, I watch a lot of that, and yet I don't bet on either one. I don't know why. I just don't have a feel for gambling on baseball or hockey. But you give me football, you give me a fight, you even give me the majors in golf. I bet on everyone, but I don't bet on hockey or baseball till the postseason.
You can always learn.
I know. It's like learning. Like
Dabble.
If you've never played craps before, it's probably very intimidating.
Guaranteed it is, yeah. But it's actually quite simple.
Yeah, it is.
And I think baseball, I've heard some people who gamble professionally on sports say that baseball is the best sport to gamble on.
Really?
Because it offers you so many games. Every day there's always something. I don't know. I don't bet it much either, but I don't know, man. I get a little tingle in my underpants.
I understand.
When opening day comes around.
I get it.
And some of it has to do with it's partly the weather is turning, and that means more golf, and it's like you got through the winter, and it's here, and now you've got a daily. It's not necessarily as much about the day of opening day as it is. It's like, okay, now there's this added little extra layer in my life that I'm going to be able to follow on a daily basis all the way through to the fall, and that's comforting.
And there is something, like I said, I go home, I have the same routine. You go home, I eat dinner, and then I flip over to the Mariner game, and I see whether or not they're in it. And if it's a competitive game, you stick around for a couple innings. If it's boring as hell, you move on to something else. But you're right. It's an anchor. It's something to do every night.
Every night.
Hey, it's there.
Yeah. And sometimes you don't watch them because you're busy or whatever, but you check up on them and you check in.
It's there.
All right. We have a little controversy from last year out here at Fan Madness.
Uh-oh.
That I need to...
we got to clear up?
We need to clear it up.
All right.
Okay.
Let's talk about it.
Well, we'll do that next. And then... the Isaac and Suk Drop Bracket Challenge continues. I've got 4 more winners in the first round, and we've added 4 more matchups for you to vote on.
We love it.
So we'll get to that coming up next as well. It is 4:15 with Isaac and Suk. We're at A on the Fan.
The home of dirt and spray.
I'm dirt.
Not a good weekend for number 1 seeds in their conference tournaments this year.
Not at all. And this is the push that everybody's going to make to expand the tournament. Because when you get these random, like Oregon is one of them. Oregon winning the Pac-12 knocks somebody out of the tournament. It's unfortunate because it's going to lead to an extended conversation about let's get to 93 teams and then everybody will be happy.
Ludicrous the situation. Like a good neighbor, State Farm is there.
State Farm, Bloomington, Illinois.
Hey, it's Isaac Ropp. March is a critical time to check your home's windows. If yours are cracked or leaking and won't open or stay open, then it's time to call the
Fan.
Hi, Isaac, we're back.
Hello. I don't know why the breaks are so short. I'm going to blame Ryan Cooley.
Yeah, let's go with that.
I saw him out here. He's playing.
He's out here drinking and playing instead of
playing
selling.
blackjack again.
For God's sakes,
You know,
Cooley.
I blame him for that. Let me bring up something that happened last year here that needs to be addressed on the air.
Let's do it.
I found this out when I first got here today.
Oh, I know where you're going with this.
So
this is poor form.
Very much so.
And whoever did this, it's a son of a bitch move. I'm telling you right now.
I agree, but I also need to ask the question that it might be a little bit on us, too. Okay.
You're a little proud of this person?
Well, look, I wouldn't do it.
It's a D move.
You can't. I just don't think you. Well, here's what happened.
Yeah.
So I get here today, and I don't drink a lot of beer, but you know what I wanted, Jason?
You wanted a beer.
A beer.
Understand.
It sounded great.
Yeah, ice cold beer, and we're in a
March
tournament
Madness.
environment.
I got my bets in.
Yeah.
I'm getting ready to do the show. The Ducks game was the last 10 minutes of the Ducks game, whatever. Yeah. I'm like, I'm going to have a beer.
Understand.
So I ask
Linda
over here, who, by the way, that's a whole nother thing. Linda watches NCAA swimming and diving.
Yes.
More than any person on the planet.
And if you don't know, Linda is our sales lady that's in charge of this account. She's the one that brings us out here.
Yeah, so she's always, to her credit, she's always here, and she gets us anything we need. She's wonderful.
Her daughter was, I don't think she is anymore, but her daughter was an NCAA swimmer.
Yeah. So she watches, but now it's in the NCAAs. This is not her daughter.
No,
she's just watching the NCAA diving championships. So I went up to her and I said, "Hey, do we have a tab? Can I get a beer?" Yeah. And she said, "Oh no.
Because most years we've had a tab.
Right.
Yeah.
I mean, yeah. Come on, we're the talent.
Yes. And by the way,
take care of us.
No one goes nuts on the tab.
No.
But you know,
some people do, but not us.
There may be some chicken tendies and a beer or two, but for the most part, no one goes off the rails on the tab, or do they?
Well,
here's where it gets
interesting. She says no, and she pulls out a gift card.
Yeah.
And I'm like, well, that's weird. Okay.
Yeah.
Well, I whatever. She goes, let me watch this race, and then I'll go get you a beer. I'm like, All right. I'm like, okay. And then she goes, well, go over there and get a beer, and then I'll go and pay for it. I'm like, what? Okay. Well, they set up this makeshift bar right next to us here, which is kind of nice.
Yeah.
And just for March Madness, and there's a cute little girl running it. And I went over to the cute little girl. I said, I'll have a beer. And she's like, great. And I said, Linda will be over to pay you. And she's like, what? I'm like, no, Linda right there. We're with this.
It's like you're sending your mom over. You're like, I don't have any money, but my mom is good for it, I promise. She's bringing her checkbook over. But she'll write you one out.
I said it sternly, and she cowered, and so I got away with the beer, and Linda apparently paid for it. I don't know. Then I asked Linda, I'm like, what is that all about? Don't we just run a tab or something? And she said, oh, no. She said, last year at the Fan Madness event here at A. we had a tab, and people at the bar caught wind of it and started running up our tab. Not people from Odyssey.
No, just people that were here heard heard other people at our station saying, hey, put it on the fans tab. So they started putting it on the fan
And
tab.
look,
and I guess it got out of control.
Really bad. It was a huge number to the point where now they are controlling it with, there's no tab. They're controlling it with gift cards, which that's a fair move considering everything that happened.
It's
now,
fair.
The question that I ask is that on us or them? Because some of that's on us.
That's on us?
Some of it. I mean, you can't, look, you're right. It's a D move of the people to put the stuff on the tab.
Yeah.
At the same time, you got to button your stuff up.
Look, what would you want? I don't know how that's our fault.
I think you got to know who is allowed to charge on the tab. Not just anybody can come up and say it's on the Odyssey tab.
Apparently you can.
Well, that is our mistake. That's our fault.
So we should have gone to the bartender and was like,
here's our crew.
Had 2 or 3. What you need like 2-point people. And like, hey, these are the only 2 that are
I mean, we
allowed
don't
to
have that many people.
No. So there should be 2 people, and it's like, hey, if you want something on the tab, one of those have to request it.
Yeah.
But to you 6 sons of bees out there that last year took advantage of the poor Odyssey tab.
Brutal.
First off, I'm kind of impressed. It's a sneaky underhand.
I'm not.
Look, if I was in college, I'm not going to lie, I think that's kind of a cool move. But as a 45-year-old man, that's an ass move. And I'm telling you, you got to be careful. That's a sea bass move. And you do that to the wrong person at the wrong bar, that's an ass whooping right there. Like, you go to certain bars and you put something on someone's tab, knowingly trying to defraud them, you better get your ass out of there, because if someone finds you in the parking lot, you're taking an alley whipping.
Now,
that's fighting.
I hate to call anyone out. And by the way, I agree with everything you just said. If they're 20-something college kids with not a dime to their name, I'm going to tip my cap and say, you know what?
You got one up.
You got one on us. Yeah. Don't do it again. Bye.
Yeah.
But I'm going to call some people out here.
I understand where you're going with this.
Because down at the end of the bar, and they may be down there again, because I haven't been down there yet, but I think this is I feel like they're bellied up down there again. Maybe wanting the same sort of deal.
Yeah.
But you've got P1's Jake the Hater and Ryan Huddleston down there.
Yes. They're here a lot.
And they know what's up.
Yeah.
And they know there's a tab.
Yep.
I'm not calling them out.
You're just suspicious.
I'm just suspicious.
It's suspicious.
I'm suspicious. Look,
it's an Ohtani level. We're not certain
that's
what
right.
This story seems a little fishy.
If we're investigating this incident, I'm starting right with them. And then we're branching out from there. Okay?
We'll work backwards. We'll Tarantino it.
The good news for them is that no one's investigating this. We've moved on. Yeah. We now have gift cards, and it's all good. But come on, man.
Seriously,
don't be doing that crap.
If you're a grown man on salary,
brutal,
and you're weaseling free beverages on someone's tab, that's some Mickey Mouse stuff.
It really is.
That's poor form.
Grow up.
Yes, grow up. But as you said, like, we were talking about this the other day about like shoplifting. A lot of people shoplift that aren't necessarily like ne'er-do-wells. Like, people shoplift for we don't know why, like the thrill of it or whatnot. It's like the Winona Ryder out there stealing stuff. Kind of shady. I'll brace Huddleston later. See if I can get him to spill the beans.
I haven't seen him yet.
See if I can get him to spill the beans.
I have seen Jake the Hater. I'm half inclined to go and
make an accusation.
Sniff it out.
It's like a game of Clue. Jake the Hater at the ALNA Sportsbook with the illegal tab. It's pretty ballsy, though, to come back, although, hey, you got away with it once. What we need to do is set the trap. We need to set the trap this year. Oh, look at that. Well, we took care. You don't need to go. You don't need to go to the bar anymore.
You've just been handed some Crown Royal.
Got handed a box of Crown Royal.
Coug fans are drinkers, man.
God bless the Cougs.
Some guy in a Cougs windbreaker just drops off a bottle of Crown Royal.
I love it. What we need to do is we need to set up a sting. We need to allow people to think. We need to start like loudly at the bar. Hey, everybody know we got a tab. Hey, Rob, just in case you're wondering, anything you want's on the tab.
That's right.
And then we lay in wait.
That's right.
Yeah.
Undercover, what do they call the secret shoppers?
Yeah, secret
That's
shoppers.
What we need.
Yeah, and then we go out and we break someone's thumb. You know?
Yep.
Mr. Gazzo says this should break your thumbs.
Hey, we're at a casino. That's what they do here.
Exactly.
Go in the back.
You don't steal. That's the other place. That's a ballsy move. The one place you don't steal.
That's right.
A casino.
And by the way, there's cameras everywhere. If we really wanted to find out,
we could have.
We could have. As a matter of fact, I think we should.
Let's go back. Can we go back a year in time?
I don't know.
Security
How
cameras
long do you
go
think they keep security footage?
I don't think a year.
All right. Well, you're on, all of you who did that.
Yeah, you're on notice.
You're on notice, and we've got our eye on a few of you.
Yeah, we know.
Specifically. We're not stupid.
Well, we kind of are, but suspicions have been, they've risen. How about that?
All right. We got to get to the drop bracket challenge before we get to sports talk. Presented by George McCoy at Warren Allen Attorneys at Law. Okay, so yesterday, the drop bracket is at 1080thefan.com. Yesterday, in the first round, in the ROP Regional, what an exciting time.
What an exciting time.
Beat, you have a responsibility to your audience to be more responsible.
You have a responsibility to your audience to be more responsible.
Two classics.
53% to 47%. So what an exciting time. Lane Kiffin advances.
Yes.
What an
also
exciting
in the
time.
ROP Regional, we have ROP is an idiot.
ROP is an idiot.
Versus it was in my mouth.
And it was in my mouth. So tasty.
I do love that one.
67. This is a landslide.
Yeah.
67% to 33%. ROP is an idiot wins.
Wow.
Yeah. Yeah.
Boy, I would have thought. I would have thought for certain that in my mouth so tasty.
I know, me too.
Would have been the play.
It was not even close.
Huh.
Okay, now to the Souk Regional. Yesterday's first round results, and again, these results are courtesy of Twitter polls. Okay, you guys vote on Twitter. Screw you, ROP. Was up against
ROP. You'll come groveling back.
Was up against My Son is an Idiot.
Yeah. My Son is an Idiot.
Landslide. This is actually the biggest blowout of the first round.
Really?
My Son is an Idiot.
My Son is an Idiot.
I think people just desperately want that to be on a T-shirt. And then I present it to my son, who does listen to this program.
It is a quality T-shirt.
Yeah.
That 77% to 23%.
Wow.
Yeah, big blowout there.
I'll let him know that right now he's crushing it.
Now this last one is the closest first round result, and it is Watch Dogs over the Metropolitus.
Watch Dogs over the Metropolitus.
It's pretty good.
Versus It's Thick, It's Meaty.
It's thick, it's meaty.
A little bit of an upset, I think.
All right.
51% to 49%. It's Thick, It's Meaty advances.
Thick, it's meaty.
Over the Watch Dogs of the Metropolitan?
Yeah, that's an upset.
Wow, again, I don't know. I can't predict these games. Much like in my real gambling life, this isn't going my way.
So up for vote now, and this is on X at 1080 The Fan. You can vote on these right now. We have 4 first-round matchups up there for you. In the ROP Regional, the Boners Rewards Program.
Love the Boners Reward Program.
Then the Boners Rewards Program kicks in.
I was trying to say bonus.
The good old Boners Reward Program.
That goes up against What Were the Old Balls Like?
What were the old balls like?
It's a theme here. I like it.
And the other matchup is, now this, I feel like this is an all-timer.
All right.
And I will be shocked if this loses. Should I go right?
There's no way that loses.
Should I go left?
Should I go right? Should I go left? Damn it. How do I get in that little girl's toilet?
There's no way that
Amazing
loses.
drop.
No way that loses.
So that is up against You're an Idiot, Souk.
You're an idiot, Souk.
There's no way that loses.
From Dave Barr, too.
The little girl's toilet has to roll in that.
You would think.
You would think.
And then in the Souk Regional, 2 first-round matchups that are up for vote right now. The Era Has Become.
The Era Has Become.
Versus This Is Much Ado About a Whole Lot of Nuttin'.
This is much ado about not a whole lot of nothing.
Oh, I got that wrong. This is much ado about not a whole lot of nothing.
This is much ado about not a whole lot of nothing.
Boy, that's a good game. That's a good game.
That's good. That's tough. I don't know.
The Era Has Become. This is much ado about not a whole lot of nothing.
I got to go with the latter.
That's tough.
That's a good one.
Yeah.
Okay, and then the last one that's up now is Your Show's Better Than This.
Your show's better than this.
It never has been,
No.
Seth.
Nice try.
That's Seth Everett. Versus what I believe to be a team poised to go a long way,
Yeah.
and that is golf.
I can see that on a shirt right there.
Golf.
100%.
100%.
Now, if you don't know the story behind that, that is Suk saying the word golf, G-O-L-F.
Yes.
But then also trying to say Jared Goff. And it sounds exactly the same.
Golf. Golf.
So
golf,
those are
golf.
I don't actually know which one I was trying to say
golf.
first.
I think golf was first. G-O-L-F was first.
Golf.
Oh.
Unbelievable. So those are up now. Vote hard.
Can I also just point out something? Where do we vote at on Twitter?
On,
right?
X,
on X
at 1080 The Fan. They are all up there right now.
I would just like to point out that one of us has Colorado State to win, and Colorado State in their parlay that I need to win. And they are shooting 20% from the field, 11% from the three-point line. There's 2 minutes left in the half, and they have 11 points.
Oh my God!
What?
And they were winning 8-2. They went on the receiving end of like a 16-0 run.
They were up 8-2.
Yeah.
There are 2.5 minutes left. They have 11 points. What are they, Virginia?
They are shooting. No. Virginia had an offensive explosion compared to what Colorado State is doing right now.
Wow.
I'm watching my parlay ticket go up in flames.
All right. Well, let's get you caught up on what's going on in the big dance, and then we'll have a little Ohtani talk.
Yeah, that thing's bananas.
I can't get enough of the Ohtani story.
Yeah, that's not going away either.
No, it's not.
No, there's going to be some investigations.
So we'll get to that coming up next. But first, let's go to Buck with SportsCenter.
Now, from the Fan Sports. The Fan.
All right, welcome back. I forgot. We're kind of thrown off our show schedule because we came on late.
Yeah.
So I was teasing Ohtani talk and brackets. None of that.
No.
We will get to none of that.
No.
Right now, anyway. Because it is March 21, 2024. It is time for In the News. I'm your noted newsman. Hello. Thank you so much. Please be seated.
Oh, I am. I just can't take my eyes off of Colorado State, who indeed
Boy,
will
they're
officially go into the half with 11 points.
24-11.
11 points.
Well, in fairness, Texas only has 24.
11 points, Rob.
I mean,
is that a tournament record? 11 points?
That's a good question.
In a half? What?
How many did Virginia have at half the other night?
I think they had 20.
Wow.
11. How do you score 11 points?
Sorry about that.
Someone asking why I bet on Colorado State. Apparently, I don't know.
I liked it. I didn't bet it, but I liked it.
Was getting points? A lot of people liked Colorado State in the Mountain West. Apparently not.
It is World Tattoo Day.
Oh, there you go.
For all you bros with tats.
I've got one.
You have way more than one.
No, I have one tattoo.
I don't buy that.
It's just a really big one.
No, you can't go to a tattoo parlor 50 times and connect 50 tats and say you only have one tat.
Well, let me ask you this. It's the nacho theory. If I have a plate of nachos and they're all connected, I can pick up those nachos and they all come up. Do I indeed just have one nacho?
No.
No?
No.
At what point, if I pick up 3 nachos and they're all bound together with toppings, do I have one nacho?
No, you have 3.
I have 3.
You just said you have 3.
Well, but it's not. It's one. It's just
you just said it was 3.
3 separate chips all bound together in one chip.
That's 3. Come on, we all know that's 3 nachos. You have 500 tattoos.
I have 1.
It is also National Common Courtesy Day.
That needs to be more. That's something that we need to put out more.
We just had Trump guy over here.
No, he called himself a rational human being.
Yeah, but he's not. He's a douche.
He did call you a liberal. Well, he said he thought you'd look like a liberal douche. I think he was pleasantly surprised when he saw you.
Well, he recognized how handsome I am.
Yeah.
But, can we not? How about common courtesy? Just, I mean, is everyone defined by their politics?
Have you not been paying attention to anything?
I mean, what a douche. I'm going to throw ice at that guy. Oh, wait, that would make me a liberal douche, wouldn't
That
it?
would make you a liberal douche.
I'm better than him. Oh, wait, that would make me a little liberal douche, too, wouldn't it?
Can't do it. I love this guy right here. We got a
cowboy guy?
cowboy guy here.
Yeah, he's great. He gave me a cowboy hat.
Like a hat
tip
tip?
of the, yeah.
I don't know.
Cowboy.
That guy is fantastic.
Yeah. Well, we had a fire at one of Oregon's top restaurants. I don't know if you saw that.
That's not good. Taco time?
Taco time. No. Ox.
Ox is fantastic. That is a great restaurant.
It is a great restaurant.
They have a pork chop that, I've been on a pork chop run lately, and Ox has a phenomenal chop.
Well, firefighters were forced to cut into the roof of Ox Wednesday night, last night, after flames rose above the grill.
Ooh.
Yeah.
That's no good.
The fire broke out during the start of service, according to their chefs. They have multiple chefs there, and they said it was a pretty big mess. And insurers were over there this morning assessing the damage. So if you have a reservation at Ox, I don't know what to tell you. I don't know. I don't think they can serve you.
I'm assuming that's good. Well, there's a hole in the GD roof.
Well,
do you throw a tarp over that? And
the
just
show
keep
must
going?
go on.
Does it? I don't think.
Well, in our business it does, but maybe not in there.
Is there some sort of code involved? Got into the ductwork. I'm guessing that may have to.
That's not good.
You may have to hit pause for a while, which is a shame because, again, it's a quality restaurant.
What?
Oh, right here. We had a fire at Oxon tonight. It will be closed until further notice. Posted on the social media Wednesday night. But everyone is safe. No one was hurt. But it's going to be a bit.
Damn it. That is a great restaurant.
Yes.
What if you got a $17,000 water bill? What would you do?
I won't want to call on that one. I'm gonna need to ask some questions.
You wouldn't just pay it?
No. That's a bit higher than what I normally get. How much am I watering my lawn? That's
this
a bit
happened.
much.
This was a North Portland family. They were dealt a $17,000 water bill and they're looking to the city for help. The family told Coin 6 News they moved back to the home to help their mother-in-law with expenses, and then they received the bill in the mail. They said they just want the situation resolved quickly.
Has to be like a burst pipe or something. There's no way you can use $17,000 worth of water.
I don't even know how. Yeah, without knowing it?
It's impossible.
I think that's impossible, too, without knowing it. So the family...
Like, what's a water bill, like $200 normally?
A month?
Yeah, a little higher during the summer.
Yeah, because I pay every 3 months.
Every couple, yeah. There's just no way.
Yeah, it's like $150 a month.
No way. 17,000.
What if you did automatic withdrawals, like the auto pay?
What is Ohtani?
And they just took 17 G's out.
Is Ohtani's interpreter running the billing department at the PUD?
So the family wishes to remain anonymous. They received a bill from the Portland Water Bureau stating they owed the city just over $17,000 by March 21. The city claims they used just over 1,600 cubic feet of water for the last 3 months, which is pretty much 2 Olympic-sized pools. So basically 612,000 gallons of water, which is not coming from us, they said. 6 people household.
That can't...
He said there's no way. We would have to be filling up trucks and trucks and trucks every day.
Yeah.
The family said their last bill was just over $500. Earlier this week, Three Mountains Plumbing came by their home. The plumbing company said it didn't find any leaks. There's no water. The basement is dry. There's no sinkholes anywhere on the property. So another crew went out to install a flow recorder. They told the family that the Bureau is working to resolve the issue and will keep the customer updated.
By the way, I just looked it up. So the average now, because you pay water and sewer together, so it's a little skewed, but just the average single resident household, or excuse me, single family residential household per month is $56. So even if you had a family of 6, how the hell do you come up with $17,000? Unless some little rodent kid, when you're not paying attention, is just running around and I turn on all the faucets.
Yeah, it's got to be a mistake.
Yes, I don't think I could use, even if I tried, I couldn't run that up.
So we'll keep you abreast of that situation. There's an Oregon landmark that's up for an award, Jace.
We have landmark awards?
Well, you've made fun of this landmark many times.
What do we got?
But many people think it's great.
Probably going to make fun of it again, knowing
people
me.
are saying.
Oh, yes, people. The people, many people have said it's the best. What are we dealing with?
Oregon's favorite fairy-tailed...
Oh, for God's sakes.
What?
It is, right when you said fairy tale, I know where you're going with this. And that's not winning any awards.
Oregon's favorite fairy tale themed amusement park.
Get out of here. That thing sucks.
Now, to be fair, there are only 2 true amusement parks in the state. But it has been nominated for Newsweek Reader's Choice Best Family-Owned Amusement Park in the country.
What?
Yes.
The Enchanted Forest?
The Enchanted Forest. Now, if you don't know what that is, it's right there off of I-5 as you're driving. It's south of Salem?
Yeah.
Right?
You'll see it off on the freeway. You'll see the signs. Yeah, it's in Turner, Oregon, on an Enchanted Way.
And it looks terrifying.
It's like that weird witch thing, and you stand in its mouth. Like you bring your kids there, and they're terrified of it. That thing?
Yep.
Is nominated?
Readers can vote for one of 15 family-owned theme parks across the nation, including the Salem area Wonderland of Imagination. Enchanted Forest.
By the way, I just looked it up. In case you were wondering, the log ride is not open at this time. So
why?
I don't know. But if you're thinking about going down to ride the log ride, think again.
So the owner said when we started in the mid 1960s, it opened in 1971. He said, when we started, I planned to build just a few things in the woods, and I figured it would take about 2 years. Instead, we have spent almost 8 years at it because we keep coming up with new ideas.
And that's what? What new ideas have they? I don't think a nickel has been put into that place in the 30 years. What are you talking about?
Well, you got bumper cars, log rides, like you said. I mean, not open now.
Not open now, but eventually.
Now, it did struggle during the pandy.
Yeah.
But Roger Tofty, who's the owner, said that it's back.
All right.
It has persisted.
Well, look,
And it will open this season tomorrow, for the new season tomorrow.
I want to say I don't want to crap on a small business, so I hope everyone goes to the Enchanted Forest, and I hope it wins all the awards, and they're out there trying to do good for people, but anytime I drive by that place, all I think about is bad things happening. There's just, that place puts off such an evil, creepy vibe. I just know.
Well, part of it's the location.
Yes. It's just,
because we just don't think anything good is right off of freeways in rural areas.
No,
right?
It's not.
You know,
It's
like
just,
rest stop. We associate it with like rest stops and.
Yes. I think I'd rather take my chances at the rest stop, to be honest with you. It just feels like one of those things where they're come in, kiddies, and then those kids are never seen from again. They're harvesting children's blood to run the log ride, and they're running a little low right now. One of these days they're going to do an investigation and dig something up there.
We will break, and when we come back, how many Oregon sports bars made the list of best sports bars in the U.S.? That's next on In the News on The Fan.
This is The Fan's Window into Sports, a view into today's top stories. Brought to you by Window Nation, online at windownation.com.
They'll throw it the length of the floor. That will officially do it. The Dukes, the 11 seed, have knocked off the BYU.
1080 The Fan.
We are live at A at the Stadium Sports Bar where the Gonzaga-McNeese State game has just started, although now I see where they're calling McNeese just McNeese. Have they dropped the state?
What? I don't. Did Grambling find it? They like traded it in a draft? Because I always thought Grambling was just Grambling and McNeese State was McNeese State, but apparently not.
Well, it doesn't say state on there.
No. Well, on my offshore account, I got a little action going on McNeese.
What's the spread?
7. But you can't.
That's it?
Yeah. But you can't bet on Gonzaga here. You can't bet on any Washington teams.
Yeah, I think the Cougs, the Cougs played Drake tonight.
Yes.
I think the Cougs are underdogs. Did you see that?
I'll pull that up.
Are they +1?
I think it's plus maybe 1.5.
What gives there?
I think you are correct. Yeah, no respect for the
no respect
for the Cougs.
All right.
Don't worry, Washington will be hiring their coach any moment.
You think Washington will take the Washington State coach?
Just saying it. There's a lot of bad blood with the Pac-2, and so just that one is floating out there.
It is in the news for March 21, 2024. How many Oregon sports bars made the list of best sports bars in the United States?
I don't know. Do we when you think of local sports bars? Where do you what's your go-to?
It's a good question.
I mean, we have like here, but this is a sports book. I don't know. I don't really necessarily have the Spirit of 77 is a great Blazer bar.
That's a good sports bar.
Yeah. Just trying to think of what's a great sports bar.
Well, so this is from Bet US.
Yeah, by the way, the Cougs 1-point dogs.
Yeah, see, we can't bet it here because
Washington teams.
But I would be inclined to take the Cougs there. I feel like that's
there's a little value there. Cougs are a good team.
Yeah, they're good. Any whoosies. The number one sports bar in the United States, according to Bet US, and they looked at 17,327 sports bars.
It's a lot of sports bars.
The number one sports bar in the U.S. is a place called the Project Lounge in Biloxi, Mississippi.
Can't say I've ever been.
Number 2 is in Brookfield, Wisconsin, named Sluggo's.
Okay.
Now, none of these, you won't recognize any of these because sports bars are kind of
Yeah, they're very local.
They're just... Yeah.
Because I was thinking we have the Independent, right?
That made the list, actually.
Yeah, the Independent's a good sports bar. I was just trying to think of other sports bars in the.
Well, here's the top Oregon sports bar.
Okay.
It came in at number 61, and I believe this goes all the way to. Let's just take a look how far this goes down.
Is the Wooden Chicken on there?
It goes down to 240 bars. Okay.
All right.
Number 61 was the highest in Oregon, and it's a place called McGillicuddy's.
Oh, yeah.
Have you been to McGillicuddy's?
I'm familiar with McGillicuddy's. I think I've stopped in there a time or two. It's got a little leprechaun on the sign there.
Yeah.
Yeah. I remember McGillicuddy's. It's been years. That off of where is that? Maybe off of Halsey over there?
I don't know,
perhaps?
but I've driven by it a few times. That's all I know. I've never been in. McGillicuddy's is the highest at 61st.
Well, it's a good Irish bar, but again, I always think of I love a good Irish pub, but I guess I always thought of McGillicuddy's as more of an Irish bar. But yeah, it's sports. There's a bunch of TVs and all that.
Says the beer price is $4 and the hamburger price is $9.75.
Yeah, that is over on Halsey.
Can't beat that.
All right, well, go McGillicuddy's. And their phone number is 257-BEER.
Okay.
What about the sports bra, man?
That's also a good question. It's not on the list.
Yeah.
There's a place called Primetime Sports Bar and Grill.
Never been.
Which is number 117, and it's in Springfield.
Okay.
Its prices are a little bit more expensive than McGillicuddy's, though.
Well, Jackie's is another one, right?
I like Jackie's. Yeah, that's the baseballism guys did that. Yep. That's over in Southeast.
Been to Jackie's a time or two. Turns out, I'm more of a pub guy than I am a sports bar guy.
Yeah, I'm with you. The sports bar is, I don't know, there's something about a sports bar where they're all just kind of the same. It's hard to stand out as a sports bar.
Yeah. I just found
amongst other sports bars.
I found a list on Eater of the sports bars here in Portland. And I'm like, oh, yeah. you kind of forget about some of these places.
Spirit of 77 made the list.
Sports bar-wise, I probably end up at Spirit of 77 or the Independent more than any of the others.
And that made the list at 173rd.
Okay. That's a big place. Lots of room there.
It's a cool bar.
Yeah.
I've only been there once, and I played Pop-A-Shot the whole time.
We were there. Me and my buddy went there for the Blazers home opener this year. The Spirit of 77. And like KGW was there to catch the big crowd reaction. And I'm not going to lie, wasn't much of one.
Well, I saw a quote from the owner recently who said, the Blazers...
that hurts a little.
It's hurt a little this year.
Yeah. Well, viewership
Business is down.
Yeah. Well, viewership is down 60%, so that hurts a little.
And then the last one from Oregon that was on the list is the Independent. It came in at 249 out of 250 sports bars, which is, that seems bad, but it's not. It's good.
Yeah,
because there are 17,000 sports bars in the U.S.
Yes. So the Independent, they're doing fine.
And that's a great sports bar.
Yes.
We've been there many times.
Many times.
We used to go there for March Madness.
Yeah, been there a couple times for it.
All right, we got to go. Let's get to the Hot 5 at 5 coming up next. We'll get you caught up on what's going on in the brackets, baseball, and a surprising release out of the NFL. All next on The Fan.
It's time for High Stakes, a tasty look at clutch performances and the biggest games. Served up by Steakadelphia.
A date with Creighton on Saturday here in Pittsburgh. Not done yet. Dana Altman is still undefeated as the head coach of the Ducks in the first round of the NCAA tournament.
We heard it right here on The Fan. That's Joey Mack with the final call for the Ducks and South Carolina. What was at stake? Dana Altman's perfect record with the Ducks in the first round. He improves to 8-0 as the Ducks head coach in the first round. And now what's at stake is a date against the school he used to coach for. They will take on number 3 seed Creighton on Saturday. No time scheduled yet for that tip-off. High Stakes is brought to you by Steakadelphia, featuring authentic and crazy good cheesesteaks full of cheesy goodness. Visit Steakadelphia on Southeast 59th and Powell, or their new location on Southwest 103rd and Canyon Road in Beaverton.
Now, here's a quick look at Portland traffic.
Northbound I-5 past Lombard, a crash blocking one lane. Traffic is backed up from 405. All in all, it's slow from Terwilliger, but it's really jammed from 405. And it stays slow over the Interstate Bridge. I'm Claire Beverly with traffic.
This traffic report brought to you by
TriMet. TriMet is hiring. Join the TriMet team and help keep the Portland area moving. We have immediate openings for bus drivers starting at over $28 an hour and a hiring bonus of $7,500. Learn more at TriMet.org/drive. Again, that's TriMet.org/drive.
I wish I had done it sooner. That's what I said after ditching my glasses and contacts and going to King LASIK. It's Isaac Ropp urging you to start enjoying life with perfect, clear, natural vision. My King LASIK procedure was pain-free over in minutes, and I was seeing 20/20 the very next day. Now is a great time to look into it, too, because this month you'll save $1,000 on LASIK, plus get 0% financing for 24 months OAC. That means King LASIK is just $188 a month. The King LASIK team is the most experienced in the Northwest, with over 250,000
end of the first half of the Ducks game did have a half-court buzzer beater, and it busted the over-under for the first half if anyone was on it.
Yeah, South Carolina hadn't scored a bucket in like 7 minutes, and then they hit a half-court shot to end it.
Well, the Ducks won today. We'll get to that in the Hot 5 at 5, but we're out here at Ailene Casino at the Stadium Sports Bar and Grill right next to the sports book out here, placing some bets, watching some basketball. Great day. First day of March Madness, always fun.
Always fun. And we'll be out here tomorrow.
Yeah, we'll be out here tomorrow 3 to 7, so if you can't make it up here tonight, Ridgefield, then we'll see you. Hopefully we'll see you tomorrow. Coming up this hour, we'll get you caught up on brackets, talk a little Ohtani, and then we'll get on into the club hour. But right now, the Hot 5 at 5.
Hot topics, hot opinions.
Oh, Charlie, I'm hot today.
And hot air. It's time for the Hot 5 at 5.
That's hot.
The Hot 5 at 5 on Primetime with Isaac and Sue.
No, I mean it. That's very hot.
The Hot 5 at 5 with Isaac and Sue. Brought to you on The Fan by Victor Rico's Mexican Food, the most popular burrito spot in Oregon. Online at victorricos.com. Number 5.
The Padres knocked off the Dodgers this morning early in Korea.
In Game 2
Game
of
2.
the Major League Baseball year. And now both those teams will come back and play more spring training games before starting or continuing their regular season?
Yeah, the Padres. Yeah, this is a regular season game. So the Padres earned a split. Dodgers won the first game. The final score of this one was 15-11.
Yikes.
It was wild. Jake Cronenworth, who had the big error in the first game.
Well, I don't even know how you call that an error. The ball just went through the webbing of his glove.
Well, that is an error.
I feel bad for that. That's the worst error in baseball history.
Maybe Bill Buckner should have claimed that.
It didn't do anything. Hit him right in the glove, and it went through.
He had 4 ribbies. Mookie Betts drove in 6, but the Dodgers lost. So, yeah, they're even. Yamamoto, I think is that guy's name?
Yeah, he got drilled.
He's the new Japanese pitcher that came over. The Dodgers have. He didn't even last an inning. I think he pitched 1 inning.
Yeah, they gave him all that money. He went 1 inning, 4 hits, 5 earned runs. Thanks
4.
for coming.
The Lions, in a surprise move, they have released
Cameron Sutton.
Cameron Sutton, yes. I was blanking on his first name.
Yeah.
So he's on the lam.
Yeah.
He's running from the law after a domestic violence incident.
For like 2 weeks. And by the way, they probably wouldn't have cut him had he just shown up and dealt with it.
Right.
I mean, he was going to get suspended anyways, but no one knows where the hell he is. He's been on the lam for 2 weeks.
Yeah, now it's starting to get a little worrisome, right?
Yeah.
It's like...
Yeah, it is.
The charge is a third-degree felony.
Yeah.
He could get up to 5 years in prison. It's basically alleged domestic battery by strangulation.
But I'm not trying to downplay this, but when's the last time a professional athlete actually went to prison for a domestic violence charge? It very rarely happens. He was going to get suspended. He probably wasn't going to get cut, but now, there's a manhunt for him. What is he thinking?
Yeah, he signed a 3-year, $33 million deal in March of last year.
Yeah.
And so now I don't know how much of it was guaranteed, but he's done.
Well, I'm guessing there's probably some language in there where they were going to be able to void the whole thing. So he started every game for him.
The tush push will remain a legal play.
Yeah.
According to the NFL, they are not going to do anything about it at least this offseason.
Yeah, it sounded like there wasn't any real push, so to speak, for anyone to ban it. The idea was, just don't punish the one team that does it real well. And because they're the only one that run it to that level of effectiveness. But now with no Kelsey, maybe the tush push has seen its heyday come and go.
I can't wait to see it without Kelsey.
Yeah.
Because
it doesn't, no one else runs it the way Philadelphia runs it. So was it Kelsey? Was it Hurts? We'll see.
Well, surely Kelsey had
one would think
a lot to do with it, but
their quarterback does squat like 600 pounds. So that helps too.
Number two.
We have a third man charged with second-degree murder in connection with the shooting during the Chiefs Super Bowl rally that killed a woman and injured 24 others. The 20-year-old is from Kansas City, Missouri. He was charged with unlawful use of a weapon and 2 counts of armed criminal action. He is jailed on $1 million bond and does not yet have an attorney. The other two guys, Lindell Mays and Dominic Miller, were charged with second-degree murder and several weapons counts soon after the shooting. They said the investigation has reached an important milestone. Everyone they've identified who discharged a firearm in response to the verbal altercation has been taken into custody. So that sounds like it's it.
So just the three people
Just
were
the
the ones
three.
shooting?
Yep.
And then they handed the guns off to the kids. And the people that were actually arrested at the beginning never shot anybody. They just were handed the guns and ran.
Yeah, the young people.
Yeah.
The kids.
Even though one of those kids was shot in the face.
Yeah, Buck called that one.
Yeah.
Number one.
Number one.
And number one, of course, brackets. It started this morning with a upset.
Yeah, thank you.
I mean, sort of. Michigan State beat Mississippi State. Michigan State, a 9 seed in the West region. They beat 8 seed Mississippi State 69-51.
I think Michigan State was favored in that game, though.
Were they?
I think so. Yeah, I watched some of that. Michigan State just bludgeoned them. That wasn't close. That was wire to wire.
It's only a 1-point spread, so it was supposed to be pretty even. And yeah, Michigan State looked awesome.
And Izzo's kids even got in at the end. You know it's bad when Izzo's kid's out there on the floor.
Kids as in plural?
No, his kid.
His kid,
His
okay.
kid's a walk-on, and when they're blowing people out, they give him the ball, and he gets to hug his dad on the court, and it's a very emotional scene for some reason.
Your BYU Cougars, a 6 seed in the East region, go down in the first round to 11 seed Duquesne, 71-67.
That's what you get for going full Patino.
Wow.
We ran out 4 white starters and an Egyptian and started the game 0 for 9.
Freaking BYU.
Freaking BYU.
3 seed Illinois over 14 seed Morehead State, 85-69. 3 seed Creighton hammered Akron, the 14 seed, 77-60. The Blue Jays await Oregon, who beat South Carolina, as heard here on the Fan. The 11 seed Ducks score 53 points in the second half.
Cousinard went for 40, for heaven's sakes.
And they win 87-73 over 6 seed South Carolina.
Although N'Faly Dante actually missed 2 shots for once. That dude is the most efficient player in the country.
Fun little stat for you here. Cousinard is the first player on a double-digit team to go for 40 since Steph Curry did it.
Oh, wow. That's amazing.
That's a fun one against Creighton, the former home of the Brush, who said he was not looking forward if they had to play those guys because he obviously he loves Creighton still.
Yep, so Altman will meet his former team. Other scores, North Carolina, the 1 seed, disposes of 16 seed Wagner, 90-62. Arizona, the 2 seed, beat Long Beach State. That's Dan Munson, your boy, 15 seed. That final score, 85-65.
So he has been fired. He was fired before their conference tournament, so he's officially fired now.
Did you see the AD's quote, though? He said that he knew that firing would motivate him, and then he got what he wanted.
Oh, God.
Yeah.
Good call.
7 seed Dayton went on a 25-2 run to steal one from 10 seed Nevada, 63-60.
Had a 3 at the end. Well, actually, a couple 3s at the end to try to tie it and couldn't hit him.
That was probably the game of the day.
Yeah.
Current games, 5 seed Gonzaga leads 12 seed McNeese. Again, not the state. I think it's just McNeese.
Just McNeese.
28-17, 8 minutes left in the first. 2 seed Iowa State has a 31-24 lead on 15 seed South Dakota State with 6.5 minutes left in the first. Kentucky is trailing 14 seed Oakland, 38-35 with about 30 seconds left in the first half.
And by the way, I'm looking at that. I think Oakland has been up that entire game.
Most of the game.
Yeah, most of the game. It's been the Oakland Golden Grizzlies.
And then the 7 seed Texas has a 35-24 lead over 10 seed Colorado State with 13 minutes left.
I'd like to point out that someone here bet on Colorado State, and then Colorado State shot 19% from the floor in the first half and scored 11 points.
Yeah, they've already scored more in the second half than they did all of the first half.
7 minutes into the second half, they already have 2 more points.
And I should report to you that according to ESPN, 8 games into the tournament, 94% of brackets were busted.
That perfect bracket that someone out there is still holding on to a perfect bracket.
I guess somewhere. There's your Hot 5. It's brought to you by Victor Rico's Mexican Food, the most popular burrito spot in Oregon. Order now at victorricos.com. We'll get into a little Ohtani talk, but up next, The Ducks will meet Creighton. We'll set it up. It's 5:15 on the Fan.
The home of
And we're up here for Fan Madness, courtesy of George McCoy at Warren Allen Attorneys at Law. Some good games going on right now. Your Colorado State Rams making a comeback.
Need something. Come on here. We're down by 10 now.
What do we got? +2 there?
Oh, no. I got 3.5.
Oh, 3.5. Okay.
3.5,
so they're down 10.
Down 10
to Texas. Kentucky is. I have Kentucky. They're on the ropes at half. They're down 38-35.
Well, Kentucky's got both of their starting guards are supposed to be like top 10 NBA draft picks. And
well,
yet,
I tell you what, man.
they're going down to the Golden Grizzlies.
I know we're doing a show and all that, and we're really focused as I take a swig of my beer. But I've been watching that game out of the corner of my eye, and I tell you, that Oakland team they look pretty tough.
Well, I mean,
they're big, and they're shooting threes. And
so
Kentucky by 20.
Yeah. There is, who was talking about, I was listening to an interview with Dan Hurley, and that's what he was saying. He goes, just because they were talking about his bracket of death. He goes, dude, there is just so much parity in college basketball now, especially in these teams like Oakland with super seniors because of COVID and guys that stick around and the transfer portal. He just said there is no such thing anymore as lopsided matchups in the NCAA tournament. He just last year we had absolute chaos, right? You had Florida Atlantic, Miami, and San Diego State, and UConn. By the way, UConn was a 4 seed last year, and won every game by double digits.
Yeah,
this is just the nature of college basketball.
I know. Isn't that wild to think about?
Yeah.
I mean, now they're a 1, but
yes. And everyone knows they're better than last year. But yeah, UConn blew out everyone last year. They won every game by double digits, and that was a 4 seed.
Yeah, crazy.
Yeah.
Well, it's a good time. Makes for fun viewing. The Ducks took care of business today.
Yeah, really wasn't. And by the way, we need to talk about the controversy walking right in front of us. In that Joey Harrington's brother is roaming around.
Is that his brother?
That's his brother. So, sorry to derail us, but he came by earlier, and it slipped my mind, but he just walked back in front. Joey Harrington's brother, first off, he's wearing a visor indoors, which...
Well, maybe he just got off the golf course.
He didn't get off the golf course because he's wearing jeans. But that's not the point. He's wearing jeans, he's wearing a visor, he's going Chip Kelly. He's wearing a Joey Harrington Atlanta Falcons jersey.
Well, what's wrong with that?
What?
It's his brother.
I understand, but I'm going to ask Joey about this tomorrow. But we're at a casino, right? It's a basketball event.
Yeah.
It's why are you wearing? I'm assuming is that Joey's actual Falcons jersey? Do you just wear that on any given Thursday? You just break that out of the closet? I understand if we were here for the NFL playoffs, or maybe NFL, I don't know, we were here for the season opener when the Chiefs were playing, but he wore his brother's jersey or just a random brother's jersey to the casino for March Madness.
A little controversial,
Is that a little weird?
I'm okay with it.
You're all right?
Well, I think it's a bit. He's doing bits. I just saw him. He gave me a...
I don't think he is doing bits.
He's doing bits.
Well... Did he wear that then just for us, or is he walking around the casino telling everyone that he's Joey Harrington's brother?
Well, yeah, he probably knows that it's going to get on the radio. He made a point to come up to you and tell you about it.
Yes, he didn't tell me about the jersey, but he did tell me about that he was Joey's brother.
Well, there you go.
He
knows. He's not stupid.
Yeah.
Look, he's looking for his moment of fame.
I think it was Nick Harrington, if I'm not, I forget. But it threw me off. It was.
How many Harringtons are there?
I don't know.
Isn't there a sister?
I think there's a sister. Well, we know there's at least a brother, and he is indeed wearing a Falcons jersey.
Yeah, the brother's Nick. He was at Oregon the same time I was there.
Okay.
Yeah, he's younger, right?
Yeah.
And then, is there a sister? Well, I guess we could ask Joey. If only we had access to Joey Harrington.
Do you think Joey is uncomfortable with Nick wearing his Falcons jersey?
Yeah. If Joey were present, yes.
Yes. That's weird, right?
100%. I wonder now that would be funny if he did it with Joey.
Yes. That would see exactly. And someone would be like, "What? Why are you wearing a Joey Harrington jersey?" And then you just turn and be like, and you just point at Joey
because he's right there.
That's funny. But I need to know if he's doing that in an ironic way or if he just breaks that thing out.
No, I think he's doing bits.
Okay.
At least I hope. Because it's going to be awkward when you confront him on it and then he's all serious about it and he gets butthurt.
Seriously, that's why I really didn't push too hard. I did ask. I was like, "Are you wearing a Joey Harrington jersey?" And he turned around and was like, "Yeah." And he pointed at it.
He's proud of it.
And I had a weird look on my face, but I didn't push it because, maybe he is proud. I just think that's strange.
Okay.
I mean, if your brother had played for
let's use you guys.
Yeah.
I mean, you guys both played, you and John.
Yes.
I mean, if John was a high draft pick and ended up,
yeah,
playing in the NFL.
No.
More than you.
No.
You wouldn't throw on it. See, I could see you doing it as a bit.
I think the last time. So I will tell you that I used to, when I was in junior high, I'd roam the hallways of Wise Junior High wearing a Weiser Copperlock Washington State jersey.
I was going to say, did you ever wear a Sucanic Washington State jersey?
Yeah, I was 12.
Well, I mean,
I was 12. I also wore Bugle Boy jeans. I think that was probably the pairing. Was a pair of high-waisted Bugle Boys with extra buckles, AC Slater style, and a Washington State jersey.
Did John
And then you know what happened? I stopped being in junior high, and I stopped wearing it.
Did John ever wear a Big Souk Denver Broncos jersey?
No, those don't exist. They don't give those out to
what
practice.
What about Tampa?
They don't give those out to practice squads. Now, I do have NFL jerseys, but they're actual the jerseys that you wear in the game, and you can't wear those. They would be skin tight on you.
Oh.
Yeah. I think we've talked about this, but any jersey. So I have a Broncos jersey, a Scottish Claymore jersey, a couple of BYUs, and a Tampa Bay Buccaneer one. And they fit my dog. They are so skin tight. You can't possibly wear an O-lineman's jersey. They are
that's why we always see their little bellies.
Yeah, they're the smallest things in the world because they have to be skin tight. You need help to put them on over your pads. So even if someone wanted to wear a Sucanic jersey, you couldn't. You can't wear an O-lineman's jersey. Whereas the quarterback jersey doesn't matter. It can be a little more free-flowing.
You can wear a quarterback's jersey. I see it.
I don't mean to call him out, but I kind of want to call him out because it's a bit ridiculous.
I think you've already called him out.
Yeah, he's definitely been called out. We just need to find out if it's a bit or not.
Yes.
And there's way more respect if it's a bit.
Yes. If it's not a bit and you're pairing that with the visor, that's a bold move.
Well, sounds like you've got some work to do. So Oregon beat South Carolina. They looked damn good doing it. They scored 53 points in the second half.
They got 2 points out of their bench, and it didn't matter.
No, they looked bigger and more physical, and they were better. I mean, I'm sorry. I think those teams could play 10 times, and Oregon wins 9 of them.
Yeah, I had not seen South Carolina play all year. But you kept hearing that South Carolina was this really good team, and they were slow paced and defensive minded. And Oregon, look, that would have been worse. Oregon was turning the ball over left and right at the beginning of the game. If they weren't turning it over, that thing would have been over at the half.
Yeah, they were down early, and they interviewed Altman, and he was all pissed off about the turnovers. They cleaned it up. They basically just stopped turning it over and then took complete control of the game.
Yeah, I mean. Dante and Cousinard, they right now, the way they're playing, that's a dangerous
they're awesome.
team.
Yeah, they really are good. You need to take the 11 seed off of their. I mean, with Dana Altman, who has a great pedigree, is a good coach. They're lengthy. Dante's got to be like we said, he's top 20 player in the tournament, right?
Yeah.
And then Cousinard just goes for 40.
Jeez.
I mean, every once in a while, guys just get out. I don't know, man.
Well, he was playing his former school. Maybe there was a little extra,
Dude, this game against Creighton, it could be really good. Yeah. So Creighton won today. They beat Akron, and they ended up pulling away. Akron had them on the ropes for a while, but they ended up pulling away by 17, 77-60. Creighton is pretty nasty.
Yeah.
And they've got a big guy. His name is...
one of the 3 teams, by the way, to beat UConn this year.
Kalkbrenner. That matchup with him... Kalkbrenner and Folly Dante, that's a hell of a... Yeah. I'm going back and forth as to whether or not this is a good matchup for Oregon or a bad matchup for Oregon. I don't know. They match up... It's a very interesting matchup because you got 2 pretty damn good bigs. Creighton's really well coached, just like...
Oregon.
Just like Oregon is. And you mentioned Oregon got 2 points off the bench. You know how many points Creighton got off the bench?
That's what you were saying.
0.
They didn't do anything against their,
All 5 of their starters were in double figures and 0 points off the bench. So I don't know, man. It's going to be awesome.
And how about now the Brush, Dana Altman officially 8-0 in the first round of the tournament. We talk about this all the time. There's just something about that guy at the end of the year and come tournament time. Don't count out Oregon.
So we don't know the game time yet.
No.
But they will play on Saturday.
And Creighton played a handful of guys. I mean, Oregon doesn't. I mean, they only have 8 warm bodies. They play 7 of them. But Creighton had guys that played and still didn't score.
Looks like Creighton is an early 5.5-point favorite.
Creighton's awful good.
Yeah.
But I'm looking for common opponents. You know, Creighton we were talking about UConn, how good they are. February 20th, Creighton beat them by 20.
Yikes.
UConn.
Well, that'll let you know. I mean, you beat them. You beat them by 20. You beat them at all.
I mean, it's one thing to do it in the non-con early in the year in December or whatever, but February 20th, they pounded them. So Creighton can be pretty nasty.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't see many common opponents here.
No, I don't.
They
I
didn't play any.
think they both beat Alabama this year. I think I saw that at the beginning. Because didn't Oregon beat Alabama at the start of the year?
I don't remember. Maybe.
I think that was the common opponent. Because I was looking at the potential matchup, and people were, and I read an article on it, and I think that is the one common opponent is they both knocked off Alabama.
Yeah. Actually, Alabama beat Oregon.
Oh, okay.
99-91.
All right.
And Creighton beat Bama by 3.
There you go. Well, that's the one common opponent.
Should be fun. All right. Let's get into some Ohtani talk.
Yeah, this story is...
it's bananas.
There's going to be more to this. There's no way that this is...
I have a theory.
This is just what it is.
I have a theory on what went down.
All right. I like theories.
Because we don't really know what went down. No one does.
But it's not what they're saying. There's no way.
So we'll get to that next. It is 5:32. We're at the Stadium Sports Bar and Grill at A Casino up here in Ridgeville. We'll be here tomorrow as well. It's Isaac and Suk. Here's Buck with Sports Center.
Now.
All right, so now to Shohei Ohtani. I was just reading. I was getting caught up on the latest.
Yeah, it's suspect.
Major League Baseball is now looking into whether Ohtani had any
involvement.
Well, he certainly had involvement. Whether Ohtani was gambling at all is the question. And MLB has opened an investigation. It says that they are doing their due diligence. League officials are gathering information to determine if the face of baseball was involved in the gambling scandal surrounding his translator.
Well, if they're at all smart, they will investigate, find nothing, and then sweep it under the rug. He's the biggest star to come along in baseball in 50 years.
I know.
And
he's the golden goose, man.
I was listening to, I think it was Jeff Passan today was on an interview, and he was saying that, I mean, technically, as long as he didn't, even if Ohtani was placing bets, so far we have no information that he was betting on baseball. And so if he was placing bets, yes, it was illegal in California through a bookie. They actually don't have to throw the book at him. It's really, there's a lot of gray area in the rule book there. And so, you know, if you're an Ohtani fan, if you're a Dodger fan, I think that's the one thing that you hold on to is this certainly seems very suspicious. They've changed their story already. There's gonna be an investigation into this. It's a federal investigation, and Major League Baseball is investigating it. I think you just got to hold on to the hope that he wasn't dumb enough to be betting on baseball. And somewhere Pete Rose is screaming, where the hell was my fall guy? Pete Rose should have an interpreter.
Well, my theory is, I was thinking about, I can't stop thinking about this story.
Yeah.
Because there's just so many things that don't add up.
No.
The main thing that doesn't add up to me that's really fishy is how the interpreter was allowed to bet that much money.
Yes.
Without Shohei's involvement.
Yeah.
Like that does not compute to me.
How does the interpreter have access to $4.5 million?
Well, he doesn't. But that's the thing about, okay, so the interpreter said that he met this bookie at a poker game in Los Angeles. And he started betting with the bookie. Now, the advantage of betting with the bookie, or disadvantage, depending on how you look at it, is
lines of credit.
They'll run you credit.
Yeah.
You just bet. And that's how you get so far in like in debt.
Double up to catch up.
Because you don't have to front the money. You come here to A, they'll let you bet on Oregon, but you need to pay the money to bet on Oregon.
Yeah.
So I can see, it's plausible to me that this guy got into that.
For $4.5 million?
Yes, that is plausible to me.
Especially if that bookie knows he's connected to Shohei and thinks, I can run this guy up because Shohei will bail him out.
That's the question. I think that's a key question. A key question is, did this guy... I mean, the interpreter's pretty recognizable, particularly in L.A. Like, he's been with Ohtani a long time, so surely the bookie knew that it was Ohtani's interpreter, right?
Well,
and I'm sure he told him. Yeah. So, and then the bookie said that he saw Ohtani's name on the wire transfers to pay off the debts. He just didn't say anything. He's like, "Well, I'm getting paid. I don't care."
Yeah.
So, I think that's a real key question: is how much did Ohtani know? Because I think my theory is that I'm coming around to the idea that it was the interpreter that was betting, and when Ohtani's camp did a kind of a, they flipped their sort of statement on it.
Yeah, the story.
It was from his attorneys, not his agent or his representative. It was from his attorneys. Yeah. And I think what they're looking at is, hey, this is a federal investigation. We need to clear Ohtani out of all of this. Yeah. So we need to just say, oh, no, that everything he's saying is wrong. Ohtani had no knowledge of it whatsoever, because it's pretty clear that Shohei knew, because Shohei cut the checks. At the very least, we know that.
Yeah. Well, this guy is saying, I plan to pay him back. But it's like, if you're not going to and you can't, then it is theft. It's not borrowing. It's not getting bailed out. You took the guy's money.
But what I think the key here is that this is a federal investigation into an illegal bookie.
Yes.
And it gets murky with being sort of an accomplice. If you're Ohtani, how much you knew matters.
Yeah.
And so I think his attorneys, what they were trying to do is nip all of it and say, no, he knew nothing. This is all on the interpreter. I guarantee you Ohtani knew he was betting.
Well, because again, the story that originally came out from Ohtani's camp was the interpreter gets in deep with the bookie. Ohtani finds out about it. Ohtani pays off the $4.5 million debt, and they offer up the interpreter for an interview with ESPN. I mean, that's.
Well, it all kind of came along so fast.
I cannot fathom how Ohtani's people put that out, allow the interpreter to go do an interview with ESPN, and then the same day say, no, it's theft, we're turning it over to the police. That is an impossible line for me to jump. I can't get over it.
Here's how that works to me. Ohtani has people that are close to him and the interpreter.
Yeah.
They say, hey, the best course of action here is just get out there and talk about it. You're the one who was betting it. It's not Shohei. There's no baseball involved. Let's get ahead of this. You go talk to ESPN. What seems plausible is that the attorneys then hear about this and go, wait a minute. This is a federal investigation. He cannot be linked to this in any way whatsoever. This jeopardize. They're looking over contracts. They're looking over. They're looking into deeper stuff than even the agent or spokesperson the marketing person has any idea about.
That
right?
Even if the interpreter is taking blame, they want to make sure that Ohtani severs all ties from it, so that he doesn't get linked to something.
They're
illegal.
closing all loopholes in this, and that's just my view of it. It also could be that Shohei is betting. I don't know.
I just find it. This is a really ballsy.
And if so, I wonder who he has tonight in the Kentucky-Oakland game.
What do you got? This is a really ballsy move, because to change your story, and it's a federal investigation, and Major League Baseball now digging into it. To change your story midstream like that, they're gonna find out that you aren't gonna be able to just sweep this under the rug. The truth will come out, and.
Yeah, but you got to be able to prove it.
But the cover-up is always worse than the actual crime, because as long as he wasn't betting on baseball, at least from a baseball standpoint, this isn't like any sort of death sentence thing.
No, it's not the worst thing in the world.
No,
but
and that's what I was.
How they're handling it has made it worse.
Yes,
but it is an illegal bookie. It's just. It blows me away that this guy. So what the interpreter is saying is that he didn't know
it was illegal,
the laws, or that it was even illegal. He just met this guy at a poker game and was like, yeah, I'll start betting.
Yep.
And then now the interpreter's like, yeah, I'm terrible at betting.
Yeah.
I was so bad at it. And all of that to me sounds like it maybe could be true.
You know what sounds more like to me, though? The guy with the $700 million contract likes to bet.
Yeah.
Mrs. Michael.
And if that's true, and I think that could be true too, it's not that big of a deal as long as there are no baseball bets. His issue is, why the hell, like Shohei's got to, if it's Shohei, he's got to be smarter. Bet legally.
Yeah. You can't do it in California, but you're telling me you can't have someone that places bets for you in Arizona? It's legal in 40 freaking states.
Is it legal in Japan? Could he do it in Japan?
Japan loves gambling.
Yeah.
So
why would he?
But I don't know if sports betting is. And obviously there may be a disconnect between the bookies in Japan betting on major league sports.
And I think for a guy who is so buttoned up, like Shohei, pretty private, I feel like that would be a base he would cover. Which, again, leads me back to, I sort of feel like the interpreter is the one that did this. Yeah. It's just Shohei's attorneys are trying to get him completely out of any sort of investigation from the feds, because you don't want the feds sniffing around.
All I know is that when you're involved in a scandal involving federal agents and a Major League Baseball and a $700 million contract, the last thing you want to do is lie. If you're going to have a fall guy, then that's fine. Have the fall guy. But you're changing the radical shift in, I knew about it, I paid it off, I'm fine with it, here's an interview with the guy, to this is a massive $4.5 million fraud and I had no idea about it. How do you explain that away? Like, that is such a dumb swing to make.
Well, I feel like they got a little sloppy. There was an article in the LA Times about Ohtani saying that he needs to grow up.
Yeah.
He is kind of a kid.
Is he 27?
Well, age, I'm not necessarily saying age-wise, but I'm just saying for those people that are around him, he's pretty
immature.
Yeah, he's just very private and very sheltered, sort of. Like he's just always kind of been in this bubble.
Well, Tiger was like that.
Yeah, and so I feel like if he was betting on baseball,
which right now it appears So far, they've said that there's no indication that they were doing anything involving baseball. It was betting on other sports.
But if he was, if there's more to this story, can you think of a bigger self-destructive move in sport? Like think about Pete Rose. Think about gambling in sports, and I know it's becoming legal all across the country, but with athletes, it's a different animal.
It's bound to happen.
Well, I'm sure it happens now. I mean, Calvin Ridley got suspended for a year for it.
Yeah, but it was.
But you're talking about $4.5 million. Like if this is, dude, imagine if Shohei was betting millions of dollars on baseball.
And think about the repercussions. $700 million gone.
That's worse than Mel Tucker, right?
Yes. Mel Tucker was 80, I believe. Shohei gone,
God.
done. Thanks for coming. $700 million. Bye-bye.
So what do you? Okay, so bottom line here. Let's wrap it up with this. I think the interpreter was the better.
I don't believe that.
I think Shohei knew it. I think his attorneys are just trying to cover his ass because they know that the bookie's being looked at by the feds. What do you think?
I think that Ohtani was placing bets, not on baseball. I think he was placing bets, and they went fall guy. And then what you said, they realized, oh, crap, that's not good enough. We've got to – and they made a mistake. I think they should have stuck with the fall guy thing. And I think when they went down the fraud and it was stolen, I think that's what's going to come back and bite him in the ass. But I have a hard time believing that this guy ran up $4.5 million without Ohtani knowing.
You think he bet on baseball?
No, I don't.
So he's dumb enough to do this, but smart enough to not bet on baseball?
Yes.
All right.
But the truth will come out. I don't think Major League Baseball will sweep this under the rug. They will dig. They'll dig. And the feds.
You couldn't see a scenario where Major League Baseball totally covers this up because Shohei's their golden goose?
I don't think so. I think Major League Baseball loves to be self-destructive.
I also think that with the way that like media and tech are today, if someone does find a smoking gun, you are absolutely toast if you get caught covering it up.
Yeah. I think Major League Baseball will not have the balls to try to sweep this under the rug because everyone and their grandmother from Japan to New York is going to be digging into this, which is why I said eventually I believe the entire truth will come out.
So one last question then. If Shohei was betting on baseball, just was betting, not on baseball, how big of a story is this?
To me, it's not a big story at all. It means nothing. It's a guy that makes an S-ton of money that bets a relatively small amount compared to what he makes.
But to a lot of people in America, $4.5 million, regardless of how much he makes, is a ton of money to be betting and is a problem for some people.
Yeah, but
Phil bet more than that. Jordan bet like this.
I know they did. There are pearl-clutching people in this country all over the place that think that is absurd.
Well,
I
people
don't.
can think what they want, but
but that doesn't matter. I mean, what matters is
You're
does
asking
it
what kind of
jeopardize
waves it would make. I think that we're different than everybody, whereas I think a lot of people would have a problem with him gambling like that.
Well, they might, but I'm saying more from the lines of, does it jeopardize his career in any way?
No.
I mean, he's already out there today. I mean,
that's
played today.
I saw an interview with multiple people today that said, as long as this is just gambling on other sports, even if he is implicated in it, as long as it's not baseball, the Major League Baseball does not have to throw the book at him. They won't have to throw the book.
Yeah.
That is the key. Was it baseball or was it just other sports?
All right, we'll be back. We're at Stadium Sports Bar and Grill at A&A on the Fan.
It's time for a Ducks Report, the inside story on Oregon athletics. Brought to you by Mods PDX. The future of building is here.
This is my grandma's first game here this season, so I knew I was had to make a sacrifice for her. Just one day, that's all I dreamed of.
flipping Sitch.
What do we got?
Oakland leads Kentucky 53-50.
Whoops.
With 11 and a half minutes left.
And that would be by far, because we've had a couple of 11s take down some 6s today, but 14-3 would certainly be the biggest of the day.
Yeah, long way to go, but Oakland looks pretty good.
Yeah.
And they have maintained the lead here well into the second half.
In Kentucky, by the way.
Well into the second half, a guy just...
Oakland's got a kid off their bench that is 9 of 16 from 3.
Jesus. 9 threes already?
He's shot 16 of them off the bench.
Yeah,
some Kentucky bro just bricked a dunk, by the way.
Yeah, he's that. We got Gonky here. I think Jake Gonky is
Golke.
his name.
Golke.
Yeah, he's got 27 off the bench, and every one of his field goals, he has shot the ball 17 times, and he has taken 17 3-pointers. He has not shot a ball inside the arc all game.
But he's over 50%.
I've been watching this here the last 3 possessions. Kentucky has, because Kentucky plays fast, you know, and they get these fast breaks, and they get these guys going to the rim, and they cannot, like they're bricking dunks, they're airballing layups, they're getting swatted, they're terrible.
And their 2 guards are supposed to be top 10 picks in the NBA draft, and they're going to go down to the Oakland Golden Grizzlies.
I want nothing more than John Calipari to walk off the court a loser in the first round.
Going down to
God,
Oakland.
I can't stand that guy.
Is Calipari Calipari or Pitino? Which one's the least likable?
Calipari by
really?
far. Yes, I think Pitino's great.
Pitino's great.
Yes, he's fantastic. Calipari's slimy. Patino owns it.
Patino was running a brothel on his kid.
And he owned it.
Oh, he didn't?
Yes, he did.
He blamed it on an assistant coach.
Well, yeah, it's the assistant's fault. That's right. That's who deserves the blame.
That was around 9/11. That's Kentucky literally had a mother-daughter brothel that they were running on campus.
Look, Pitino doesn't play the sort of...
he
doesn't play the high and mighty card. Like Calipari, he wants to be seen as squeaky clean.
Yeah.
And he's just as dirty as all get out and slimy and greasy. And we all know it. Yeah. But he tries to come... Patino just is.
He's got the Colonel Sanders suit.
Yeah. He's like, hey, what do you want? Bada bing. What do you want from me?
He's nailing people on Italian tables in the back of restaurants.
Exactly. He owned that too. He's like, yeah, it was before 9/11. It was a long time ago.
7 seconds.
What do you want from me? So I think Patino, and plus, of course, as you know, I'm close personal friends with Patino.
Yes.
Because we once bet on horses together in Vegas. I saw him in a sports book. He was sitting in one of the, when you go into a sports book in Vegas and they have the little cubicle things for people to bet on the ponies.
And he was in there?
He was in one of those.
Gosh. I'm not going to lie. Patino to me is very unlikable, but if you gave me a chance to hang out with one college coach for a night out on the town, I might pick Rick Pitino.
Well,
because I think that night is going great.
For sure. And if I gave you just the choice between Calipari and Pitino to hang out, I mean, that's not even close.
Yeah, I think Calipari
would sit there and tout how great he is the whole time. Pitino would tell you awesome stories.
See, I think it's the opposite. I think Calipari would try to come across as very relatable. Pitino would be so far above you.
He'd be annoyed by your presence or something.
Exactly, but if you were allowed to be around his essence, I just think Patino's going to get into cooler stuff. I bet Calipari's pretty boring. I don't think Patino's boring.
Yeah, I don't know.
I think Patino's dangerous.
He might off you.
That's what I'm saying. Remember, he got that clip scrubbed from the internet.
Hell yeah, he did.
The 9/11 clip, it doesn't exist.
Yeah, that's the other thing. He's got mob ties.
Nothing gets removed from the internet. But that clip where Patino was explaining away his behavior with the 9/11 stuff, that's gone, vanished.
Do you think Calipari has mob ties?
Not like Patino does. I think Calipari's a wannabe mob guy. I think Patino's connected.
Exactly.
When you wear an all-white suit, white shirt, white shoes, white tie to a game, you know what's up.
All right, well, Kentucky's on the ropes, 57-52, 9 minutes left. Keep you posted on that. We'll move on to the club next on The Fan.
Always find what you love at Total
And he's going to single-handedly take down a team in Kentucky that has 2 NBA guards.
I tell you what, this game is good. It's 64-62 Oakland with 5:20 left, and it's bananas.
This is why the tournament's great.
Yeah, there's always one or two, right?
And it's also why, too, this is another reason why I've just kind of gone away from filling out brackets. It's just funner when you have individual bets going and you can just sit back. Like if you have Kentucky going on to the Elite Eight, and a lot of people like Kentucky in this tournament, then you're all pissed. Instead, we're sitting back and we're watching middle of nowhere Wisconsin kid jack up threes.
I love watching Calipari squirm. Look at him over there yelling and screaming and sweating. God.
Well, we've yet to get I guess Nevada Dayton was the closest thing we had to like a nail biter at the end. Feverish comeback, and this going down to the wire will be the first great game that we've had so far in the tournament.
Quick update on the drop bracket challenge. You can view our drop bracket at 1080thefan.com. There are 4 first-round matchups for you to vote on right now on our Twitter page, which is X. If you don't follow us, give us a follow at 1080thefan. Right now, up for vote on the ROP Regional, you have the Boners Rewards Program kicks in versus
the Boners Rewards Program kicks in.
Good times.
There's another 3.
Is it the same kid?
Well, now I think it is the same kid because they keep showing I think that's his dad.
His dad or his mom or someone up there. But I love every time Oakland hits a 3, the crowd here goes nuts.
Yeah, good stuff. That drop is going up against What Were the Old Balls Like?
What were the old balls like?
And yes, that was another one. 10 of 19 now.
Yeah, he hit another one.
He hit another one.
The other one is in the ROP Regional is Should I Go Left, Should I Go Right? We know that one.
Should I go right? Should I go left? Damn it. How do I get in that little girl toilet?
Oh, damn it. Right was first. And then that's going up against You're an Idiot, Souk.
You're an Idiot, Souk.
From Dave Bartu. Yeah. That should be a landslide. And then in the Souk Regional, we have The Era Has Become.
The Era Has Become.
This is a tough one right here.
Going up against, let's see if I can get this right. This is Much Ado About Not a Whole Lot of Nothing.
This is Much Ado About Not a Whole Lot of Nothing.
Not a whole lot of nothing.
That should win.
That would make a hell of a T-shirt right there.
And then the other one is Your Show's Better Than This. The great Seth Everett against Golf.
Yeah. Golf.
Tell you what. Golf may be a sneaky underdog to go all the way.
100%. And by the way, golf is not just Souk saying the word golf twice in a row. It's him saying the word golf and then saying Jared Goff.
Golf.
He can't say it.
Golf.
That was when we first realized it. Me and Troy Aikman have an issue.
Incredible.
Yeah.
So vote on those. The full bracket can be viewed at 1080thefan.com, and right now on Twitter you can vote on the ROP Regional, those 2 matchups, and then Souk Regional, those 2 matchups. They're on Twitter at 1080thefan. Okay,
then
coming
the
up
Bonus
next.
Rewards Program kicks in.
Up next, I've got. I'm watching something happen right before our eyes that I want to get opinions on.
Let's talk about it.
It's kind of how the club works when we're out in the wild.
As interesting as a potentially deceased person playing blackjack last year.
Not nearly as interesting.
Nothing as interesting as that has gone on. Although,
wait.
Yeah,
now let's do play-by-play. No, you can pour it. Pour it, please.
Pour it.
This is Nick Harrington.
Yes.
Right?
Yeah.
Nice to meet you.
Yeah. Why are you showing us a Palm Springs visor? Okay.
He's going there on Sunday.
So let me just paint the picture. He's wearing dad jeans and like a long. Now, is that an actual game jersey? No, it's just a. Okay, it's not an authentic jersey.
So he's wearing Joey's jersey.
Yeah. So you're wearing dad jeans, a Palm Springs visor, and your brother's jersey. Now I gotta ask.
And you're pouring beers.
Go ahead, pour the beers.
Yeah, I'll have one.
Now,
what are we drinking here? Oh, perfect.
Pour some Coors Lights. Now, are you doing bits, or do you actually wear your brother's jersey just out and about? Because I find it odd that you're wearing a 20-year-old football jersey to a casino basketball event.
So it's only in Reno, and this is the first time I've ever been to A-Land.
So you wear the jersey when you go to Reno?
So it's the evolution of Joey. So when Dusty and Danny were here, I was wearing a Miami jersey.
Here, hold on.
Yeah, please explain this, because I find all of this very odd. That this is what you decided to wear out and about today. Clearly you've had a few, so.
Well, all I will say is that whether we're at Reno, and this is the first time that we're at A&A, which is a wonderful
what do you
venue.
Mean, whether you're at Reno, Reno what?
This is the only. So, as far as
you're doing
the opening
great,
round
by
of
the way.
March Madness.
Okay.
And so when you're in Reno, to the lovely folks in Reno, well, anyway, I'll just leave it at that. But my brother Mike and I like to support our brother Joey, and we do the evolution of Joey, where we have the jersey at Detroit,
sure,
and then Miami,
yeah,
and then Atlanta. But my brother Mike, who left earlier, he has the New Orleans jersey, and so we have fun with it, and we get reactions from people like, who has a Miami Joey Harrington jersey?
So you are doing bits. This isn't something that you just wear out and about.
I haven't worn this in probably 5 years.
Okay.
Yeah, that's all.
That was we needed, but you do wear your Palm Springs visor on a regular basis?
People know me for wearing my visors. I have a Maui one. Like I said, my wife and kids and I are leaving on Sunday for Palm Springs. Oh. Just a random ensemble.
All right.
But
the great Nick Harrington.
I'm a P1 of you guys, and I just wanted to come and say hello.
You did great. You did great. We had to get to the bottom.
Okay, so Nick, thank you. Nick is pouring beer, and it is a bit.
Okay.
From what I gathered there, although Nick's had a few,
yes.
From what I gathered, every year on the first day of March Madness, you and your brother Mike, I didn't know there was a third brother.
Yeah.
He's like Cooper.
I'm the youngest. Joey's the oldest.
Yeah.
Oh, you're the youngest. Yeah. Is there a sister? There's no sister. Oh, there's three boys. Okay. So every year for the tournament, when you're at a casino, you guys wear your brother's jersey.
Yes.
Okay. That's the bit.
All right.
Okay.
All right. So you were right.
Okay.
They were doing bits.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
Okay.
Well, we love Joey, and we love the Harrington family.
And now we love the entire Harrington family.
And I do believe my wife knows Mike. I think they've worked together in the past. Yeah, okay.
It's a small
Well,
world.
thanks for the beer.
Well, tell Joey about your wonderful segment here.
You too, man.
I feel better knowing that
oh
it's
my God.
It's a bit.
How great is that?
I love these.
And by the way, he does not look like Joey. I don't think.
No.
Do you think he looks like Joey?
No.
Joey's much more handsome.
You would not think that was a that was a brother connection.
So when they go to I don't know where the Reno thing comes in, but I guess they just must have gone to Reno a lot for the tournament.
I think so.
Sounds like their tournament tradition, and
Yes.
as is part of the jersey wear.
Yes.
Yes.
Okay.
It's all right.
All right.
I don't understand why Joey's jersey is part of the March Madness, but it is. It is, and for whatever reason, it's maybe it's his lucky gambling shirt. I don't know. And he's known for his
visors. Okay.
And he's going to Palm Springs in case you didn't know. Oh, that was good times.
When Joey comes on tomorrow, we're gonna have a lot to talk about.
Yeah. We're gonna have to go
now,
through this.
Who do you think? Okay, so real quick here.
Guys, we're up against it.
I know, but let me this popped into my head.
Okay. Why don't you ask and then I'll answer it on the other side.
I'm thinking of okay, so I've got three in my head right now.
Yeah.
I don't know if Cam Cleland does Cam Cleland have siblings?
I don't know. I've never met any of his
I
siblings.
don't think he does. If he does, then there might be a sister, but
yeah, I've never.
Okay, so
I've
we'll
never
leave
seen
him out of it.
Yeah.
You grow up in one household, the Sukanik household, the Harrington household, or the Wilcox household. Which one do you think was the wildest? Because I feel like the Harrington household seems buttoned up.
Yeah, but it can get a little.
I don't know. With three brothers, you throw a Cooper in there.
Yeah, boy, it's not ours. It's not.
You
ours.
don't think so?
John is.
Oh, okay.
John is not. John is.
He's pretty subdued. He's pretty tame.
I mean, he had a brief dalliance. But
well, so is Justin. Justin seems pretty. Wilcox,
Wilcox
seems pretty tame compared to Josh.
So, but now you're asking the question of what gets more sideways, me or Josh. That's what it comes down to.
And that's Josh.
And that's Josh.
Yeah.
So the question is, do three Harrington brothers outweigh one Sukanik, one Wilcox.
I think they do.
Therein lies the question.
After having met Nick, I think they do.
We need the middle brother.
We need
now.
Mike.
We
Yeah.
need Mike.
Yeah.
We need Mike. Because I think he spices it up. That's
The youngest always does.
That's interesting. Well, that would be me, and it would be Josh.
It's me too.
Yeah.
Yeah, the younger brother always has to stand out, right? Because the older brother gets all the attention. That's
Yeah.
kind of how it always works.
That's how younger brother becomes the visor guy.
Exactly. Younger brother has to be different.
Yeah.
Because there's already one of him.
Especially when older brother is an NFL quarterback.
Exactly.
What do? You become visor guy.
That's right. And then you go to Palm Springs. Drink Coors Lights at A&A. Living the dream. All right, it is 6:21 on the Fan.
The home of dirt and spray.
They have houses. Right. And they also put them up at that hotel right down the road from the facility.
Yes.
So I'm kind of confused why this man, worth $32 million a season,
Spent an extended amount of time on an air mattress.
and also, I'm just going to get out and say it. Air mattresses suck.
They're awful.
I couldn't be more anti-air mattress. And
Oakland's about to do this.
Yeah, 78-74 Oakland over
Oakland,
Kentucky.
With 18 seconds left, and Oakland's going to the line to shoot a pair.
Look at that Oakland coach yelling at him. It's not effing over. I love that. That guy looks like he's got mob ties.
100%.
Okay, so this happened last year when we were here.
Yeah, Purdue.
And it was right about this time where Purdue went down.
Yep.
And this place is popping right now. Like, I hope we're on the air when this finishes. Well, there's only 18 seconds, so we probably will be. You'll hear a nice little roar for Oakland. A lot of people in here rooting for Oakland. When some kid just hit a huge corner three with 25 seconds left to put Oakland up 4.
Yeah, it was awesome. Oakland was up 4. Kentucky went down and hit the dumbest three-pointer. Oh, he missed it.
Oh, brick.
He missed so they're down 4. Kentucky goes down and hits this fadeaway,
terrible
awful,
shot.
Double clutch three-pointer.
Probably the Gonzaga women's coach coaching him.
And everyone goes nuts. Oh, I thought he was going to miss pair. So Oakland up by, 5. And so Kentucky cuts it to 1, and the place goes nuts, and then the Oakland kid comes down and answers with a 3 of his own, and the place just erupts.
It's over.
That's it. Oakland did it.
5 seconds left, yeah.
That'll do it. But just the back-to-back crowd reactions of those 2 threes.
That's great.
That's why you come to something like this. That's why you come up to a sports book. That's why you come up to A&A during the tournament.
Super fun.
Yes.
So 79-74 Oakland, 5 seconds left. Kentucky's ball.
I mean, unless Oakland. It's almost an impossible.
By the way,
piece right now for Kentucky.
I have news. We opened the show with the news that we just got today that last year listeners were putting drinks and God knows what else
on our tab
here at the station.
Yeah, it turns out people just sitting at the bar knew we had a tab and started being like, yeah, that's on the fans tab. And apparently a large bill was run up to the point where this year we had no tab. We had a gift card that Linda is in charge of with an iron fist.
I will say a rather generous gift card.
Oh, that's nice.
But a gift card nonetheless.
Yes.
Now, I have confronted, so there will be no investigation on this, but I have confronted the 2 culprits.
Yeah, prime suspects.
The 2 perps.
Yeah.
And the first one already admitted it.
Oh, well, there you go.
Because he just came by. That's who was yelling at me as we came back on the air.
Yes.
I called him out, and he admitted it.
Yeah. Oh, well, that makes sense.
And, he probably gets a pass because he's been a client on the station before. So, it's like, all right, we'll buy you a few drinks.
He's been
now,
a P1
Jake the hater.
For a decade. Yeah, well, he's a hater.
We haven't talked to him yet, but he's the next in our crosshairs.
Well, if we've implicated one, we've implicated the other.
Now, I have a thing about, so I'm watching. So when they set us up out here at A&A, we're right in front of this restaurant that seemingly is never open.
Yes.
And but it's right. It's like perpendicular to the stadium sports bar, and then there are blackjack tables and a couple craps tables.
Yep. It's a little corner. We're a little corner pocket, 8-ball corner pocket.
Now the very same table where last year we had the old man playing blackjack with the woman in the wheelchair who appeared dead.
I will never forget that. In the 20 years we've been doing this, I don't know if I've ever seen anything quite like what went down last year.
Look, it wouldn't have been a thing except that we set up a speaker with our show right next to the man, so he was listening to our show. We didn't think he could hear us.
No.
But he could.
He could.
And his poor wife or whoever, we thought she had croaked while he was hitting 21 there.
I'll tell you what. In terms of Vegas, she was a 4-1 favorite to have passed at some point during the day.
Well, at the same table, we've been here for 4 hours.
Yeah.
There has not been one player play at this.
It's just sitting open. Huh?
There's Huddleston right there. There's the perp.
There he is. Yeah. He'll get you.
He just shrugged.
He'll get you a deal on a mortgage, and then he'll run up your tab.
By the way, he always comes here. He comes here every year. He bellies up down at the bar down there, and then he goes and plays soccer at night.
Yeah, he leaves early because he's an indoor soccer goalie. God, what an odd thing.
Anyway,
yeah, I see what you're talking about.
Yeah,
here.
so that table right there, not one person has played there since we sat down.
No.
Now I get it that they rotate dealers, but my question is, is that a good job? You come to work, because sometimes in the high-limit areas of casinos, you will stand at a table, and you will never get a player.
No.
You will stand there for 8 hours, or however long your shift is, 10 hours, whatever, and no player will ever play with you.
Yeah.
Now, you get tips because they pool all the tips. So you don't miss out. If somebody tips big on another table, you didn't deal, you get a cut of it, right?
Yeah.
So is that a good job?
This is interesting because I think it depends on the type of person that you are. I had a friend of mine. We've talked about this before, Big Jimmy.
Yeah, Big Jimmy.
Yeah, Big Jimmy used to work at a paper mill. And all Jimmy did all night, he worked overnights. He had to sit in a room and watch like a pressure level. And as long as the pressure level stayed the same, and it always did, Jimmy didn't do anything.
Okay.
It was only if, like, think about being on like NORAD missile watch.
Right.
Your job is to sit in a room and wait and see if the Russians nuke
Oh, he
us.
missed it. Or like anchor watch. Oakland missed so Oakland's up 3 with 4 seconds left.
Yes.
And he missed the first free throw. So if he misses this, Kentucky's got a chance to tie.
Yes.
And we've got a timeout.
So if you are the type of person that doesn't give a damn about your job, that is checked out, probably smokes a good amount of weed, I'm sure that job is preferable. I will tell you that that would drive me insane.
Me too.
I would much rather be at a job where I was busy for 8 hours than at a job where I did nothing for 8 hours.
Well, look at the other girl in the table next to her on the far side.
Yeah.
She's been there the whole time without anybody playing
they're
either.
just sitting
and
there.
she's yawning, by the way.
Yes.
But having been a bartender, there are times when you work days shift or whatever.
Yeah, there's just no one
and
there.
there's just no one, and it's really awful. But then you always preferred when it was slamming busy because time flew and it was fun.
Yes.
And you make a lot of money.
Yes.
So you're right. It probably does depend on the type of person you are. But I got to tell you, like, people talk about this all the time. They're like, well, I'm just going to go. Because there are some people that just want that kind of job. A
Sure.
job where they can just
sit and do nothing.
Yeah, well, not just sit and do nothing, but just not have to worry about. They just leave work at work.
Yes.
Like Uber is the prime example, right? Where people don't know what else to do. Oh, he made it. Okay, so Oakland's going to win. 80-76, 4 seconds left.
Yeah.
So Uber, a lot of people will drive Uber.
Yeah.
Because, it's a way to supplement the income. You don't have to think. You just drive people around. It's great. Where was I going with that? Oh.
To break, probably.
To me, I know we need to break. Hold on.
That was just in our ears, but Buck had a gem.
Oh, that was only in our ear?
No, that was over the ear.
That was on the ear. Yeah, because it was...
Buck's desperately trying to get you to
I
break.
know. Hold on. So...
You've lost your train of thought.
No. To me, if I had to do a job like that, being a dealer would be that job.
Yeah.
I think that would be fun. And it's one where it's like you clock out and you're done. You don't have to worry about anything. At the same time, I would want a busy table.
Yes.
I would think the dealer part would be the fun part, where you're doing math. It keeps your brain working.
Yeah, you got some juice. Got
Kind
some
of
excitement.
interesting.
Yeah.
But when you're standing there and no one plays at your table all night,
I couldn't do it. It would drive.
it'd be like driving. Well, I guess it wouldn't be like driving Uber without anybody getting in your car because you wouldn't make money.
It would. That would literally rot my brain. Which is why, like, when I'm
All
an
right.
airport shuttle driver, I end up just getting up and wandering off.
Oakland upsets Kentucky.
Down goes Calipari.
Guess who had Kentucky? This guy.
Whoops.
80-76. Nice upset. I love watching Calipari lose.
Yeah.
All right, we'll be back. Here's Buck with SportsCenter.
Now, from the Fan Sports Desk, a SportsCenter update on 1080 The Fan.
Ryan Buckley with this SportsCenter update. First on the Fan. March Madness is in full swing. The Oregon Ducks, an 11 seed, beating 6 seed South Carolina earlier today by a 40-point performance from Jermaine Couisnard. The Ducks will advance to play 3 seed Creighton on Saturday. Still no time for the tip-off of that one. Just moments ago, 14 seed Kentucky with the biggest upset of the tournament. Oakland with the biggest upset of the tournament so far. They oust 3 seed Kentucky 80-76. The final. The first time in school history the Oakland Golden Grizzlies advance to the second round. A couple other games going on currently. Iowa State about to finish off South Dakota State. That one over a 20-point margin right now. Gonzaga up over 30 on McNeese, and Tennessee and St. Peter's just got underway. The Vols with an early lead in that one. More sports scores and stories in 30 minutes. I'm Ryan Buckley from Fan Sports Desk. Listen live or on demand on the Odyssey app, the Fan's desktop player, or tell your smart speaker to play 1080 The Fan.
Tired of getting dinged by subscriptions? We won't send you a bill. Portland's sports leader, 10 a.m.
We got F-bombs being dropped by fan personalities.
Yeah, someone had Kentucky in their bracket. Someone might have been Danny.
It was a parlay. I think he said he had a parlay. Yeah. So, I had Kentucky, so I lost too. Oakland wins. Here's the thing. We have a hot Oakland fun fact.
Yes. I've done some digging into the break.
Yes.
I've got more fun facts.
The Oakland Golden Grizzlies are the 14 seed. Their coach has been at that school for 40 years.
He doesn't look that old.
He started in 1984.
He's 68 years old.
Crazy.
I would have never guessed that in a million years. And by the way,
his name is Greg Campy.
Greg Campy. He just signed a 3-year extension there. He's the lowest paid Division I coach in the state of Michigan. He makes $300,000 a year.
Are you serious?
No, he makes $300,000.
He makes $300,000?
And it was only recently. It got bumped up from $288.
Oh my God, I love this guy.
Yeah. So I guess
state of Michigan.
I guess as part of his extension, because they have to go, obviously, like anyone else, they have to go play the big boys at the start of the year to, guaranteed money games, right? They go play Kentucky, wherever. So at the athletic director's discretion under the new deal, because they can't afford to pay him any more money, right? So one of those games that they go play every year where they're like, hey, we'll give you $100,000 to come to Kentucky and get your ass kicked, except in the tournament, he gets the money from that.
Oh, really?
Yeah, so this year he
Who'd they play?
It didn't say, but he said the game this year that they played, he got $80,000. So Oakland got $80,000 to go play someone, and it went into the coach's pocket. So this year he made $380,000, and then it says that he works summer camps to make a little extra coin.
Oh my God!
Yeah.
Does he drive Uber too? That's amazing. I love
So he makes about $20,000 off his camps. He makes about $80,000 from these guaranteed games.
Well, I mean, look, let's not act like he's poor.
No,
but that's really low
for a Division I coach that's been there for 40 years. Up until recently, he was making $288,000.
That's amazing.
Yeah.
I love them. I want. Who do they play now? I don't have a bracket in front of me.
I'll take a look and see.
That's my new team.
Well, it should be. Dude, that's freaking awesome. And he just took down Calipari, who makes how much?
And that hoser hit 10 threes?
10 threes.
God. That's incredible.
They will get the winner of Texas Tech and North Carolina State.
Okay. All right, we got a break. We'll be back to wrap it up next on The Fan. Hey, Window Nation, sticking around for my friends at Window Nation. Casinos don't have windows, so they don't have to worry about replacing windows. It's kind of lame that casinos don't have windows, really, if you think.
Cougs.
Yeah. That's what I would say, too.
Kinda sneaky
It's obviously between Washington State and Gonzaga.
Yeah,
but I think there's more Washington State.
And they're the late game.
Yeah.
I think they're the 7 of 5. We got Kansas, right, in like 5 minutes.
My
maybe?
Jayhawks.
Rock Chalk. And then I think the Cougs finish it off tonight. But yeah, lots of Coug fans up here. I've seen a lot. You know, we've got we had some Duck fans earlier, but obviously they cleared out. But yeah, I would say the Cougs are well represented here. And the Atlanta Falcons and Joey Harrington's brother.
Yeah, he's still here.
And Jacoby Ellsbury.
He's in a VIP table over there. Yeah, Jacoby Ellsbury in the house.
Guy's going with the bold move of the shirt hat combo.
Yeah, but he's got a jersey shirt.
It's a jersey right there.
A jersey.
It is jersey.
I didn't know those existed. Yeah. Whatever happened to Jacoby Ellsbury?
I think he just made a bunch of money and then got hurt and walked away.
Well, I know that, but where is he? I'm thinking, like, where is he now?
I don't
where
know.
does he live?
I think was he Madras, right?
I think he works in baseball now. I'm not sure.
He does?
I believe he's Madras' own, if I'm not mistaken. And the only reason to go to Madras is they have a Sonic as you drive through. If you're on your way to Bend, pull over into Madras and get yourself a giant cherry limeade. Pay homage to Jacoby Ellsbury and keep going.
Tell you what, he was damn good.
Jacoby Ellsbury, before he got hurt, was awesome.
He was damn good.
Yes. Beaver legend, Jacoby Ellsbury.
All right, well, we're out of here. Thanks to Buck back in the studio for holding her down.
Beavs, by the way, I think are number 2 in the country right now.
Oh, yeah, they're great.
Yeah, they're killing it.
Linda over here, she just told me, she's our sales rep here. She just told me she could do with fewer TVs and more quiet. So I think she's ready to get out of here.
I don't think that's